Hey everybody, welcome. It's a new year, a new day, and the 225th Comic Art Live CAF update. I hope everybody's doing well after a few days off here or there. We did have the see who's going to ping me? My son. My son's pinging me to start the show, wishing me a good episode, I'm sure. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good new year, and we did here. Well, I can't say we because Maureen and the girls are not here yet, but they will be back at Cafe HQ on Saturday. So we'll all be back together by then. They're driving back from Ohio, and I flew in to get work done around here. But nice to see Jason and Jeff and CW and Rich and J Lim and Newell, of course, Stingray, and number one Marvel fan Tom in the chat. Number one, always first. Well, not always first. Usually Mr. Red Jack's number one in there, but always good to see Tom. We'll see Tom at OAX in a few weeks too. Oh man, happy New Year to you too, Johnny Moore. Nice to have you in the chat. Matt Moore, Jason D. Yeah, Jason D. He's a man of mystery. He shoots me an email talking about getting on the schedule tonight, and I figure he wants to come in and hang out with us. That ain't what he meant at all. But you'll find out when we talk about the show schedule. He's not fit for public consumption this evening, apparently. But has the app been well received? Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, Mr. Lim. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, there's a few things, bugs and whatnot that we worked through, but by and large, everybody's pretty happy. And we'll show it off in a little bit. I've actually got a way to hook my iPhone up to the computer, and we'll be able to look at it, and we can talk about a few things. Um, there's some stuff to improve upon, of course, but yeah, we're pretty happy with it. I have to tell you, and I hope everybody who's been getting in there are having a good time with it as well. Did the I don't even know what that means, Marcus, but thank you. Number one Marvel fan says the app is doing great. When are the final package from Next Comic Art coming? Jason Johnson wants to know. I actually just emailed. Well, I didn't email. I sent a message through Facebook to Jiggy. We had planned to have a show on Saturday. He was supposed to put with me in Ohio and getting back on the 30th. We had agreed to try. I think he was going to put the package in the mail last Saturday so that I would get it sometime before this coming Saturday, and that we would do the unboxing on Saturday night. Now, I haven't gotten a tracking information yet, so I did ping Jiggy and ask him if that stuff is in the mail or not. Although I can tell you, I've got a stack of packages right beside me, and it's huge. And I know that there is a package in here from Bard Mendoza, so I think that there's a couple mystery sketches in there. So we'll get a chance to look at those soon. We're going to do packages early on in the show just to get that out of the way because it's going to be a short show tonight. I guarantee you, less than 2 hours. But Aranga is going to be joining me for the picks this week because Mr. Snork had a night out, and so he was busy. And Aranga, OAX guest. As many of you know, he will be sitting in for Chris, and we'll be talking about his picks and mine and having a good time. Happy New Year to you as well, Derek. And Brian E., the gentleman who emailed me more times about the app than anybody else. All positive comments and critiques. Found a few bugs thanks to him as well. The world famous Oranga. He is on a global stage all his own. I will give him that. And sorry, I don't want to miss anything. Let's see. Yeah, Tim, you're one of those Android 15 guys, I'm assuming. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But a fix is on the way. We've already put a beta test out to another Android 15 user, and the issue with the overlay, because Android tries to be cute with what they do with apps, is fixed, and it will be in like a patch update that we're probably going to release on Monday. That's what I'm going to guess. Okay. We thought about doing it on Friday, but there's a couple other things that we're rolling into it as well. So that's where we're at. It's fine on your Samsung tablet. Yeah, if you have a Android 15, anything under Android 15 is fine. It's those of you who chose to use, who could upgrade to Android 15 have issues, but it's in the layout. Can't get to the menu. But again, that'll be resolved, and we can talk about that when I get to that section. What I do want to get started with tonight, though, is as many of you know, you're aware of the best ofs. We've only been doing them for about 15, 16 years, and the best ofs are officially starting tomorrow, but technically they are live tonight for you to get started and actually start figuring out which 5 pieces you want to submit to the best ofs for 2024 from your collected artworks. I only sent out one email in advance of that, but I know Brian Peck was hitting the socials and letting everybody know that it was coming. Everybody should know the deadline is always getting your art posted to CAF in a calendar year. You have to have it up there before midnight on New Year's Eve. So Eastern Standard Time too. Those of you in California, that would be 9 p.m. PST. But NSN says he already got. See, I can't even roll something out secretly and not have somebody find out about it. NSN already found out his stuff. Yeah, about 2 hours ago, I made the link active. Let's see here. Let me make this thing a little bit better. Switch it over to here, and there. That's better. So, reminder on what the best ofs are. Every year at the end of the year, you are able to pick 5 pieces from your collection that you posted in the prior calendar year, 2024 in this case, and you assign them to the categories that they belong to, and we'll go over those briefly in a moment. And essentially, when the submission period is over, which I think I told Brian is going to end on the 17th, so we're giving everybody about 2 weeks to get through all this, and we'll send out periodic emails, probably 3 or 4 emails during the submission period, letting people know that they need to get their stuff submitted by the 17th at midnight. Then we'll have the jury for that should begin on the 18th, the following day. And because of OAX and whatnot, we'll probably run the voting through the 31st of January. Then, as far as I can see, I believe we've scheduled the Best of Awards presentation to happen on February 4th. So there you go. Brian's acknowledging all of that in the chat, so that's good too. Marcus's vote can't be bought. That's all right. But so how do you submit your work to the best ofs? Rather simple. Underneath the Your Account and Collection menu, after you are logged into CAF, the second link now is Enter the Best of 2024. Just select that. And mine's a bit of a mess because I've listed a lot of art for sale from the art shows and things. So I've got a ton of art in my posted list. We won't even begin to try to look at it. I went in and just did a test earlier to see about assigning a couple pieces, making sure everything worked right. I picked that Sienkiewicz Moon Knight page that I got from Marvel Preview, and of course my Mike Allred Silver Surfer painting from OAX last year that I got our good friend Larry to flip for me. See, I got that in before Marcus could say I bought it as a flip, but there we have it. So what do you do? How do you do it? There is anything that you select will turn green, and it's selected in this way. Like if I really wanted to make this Annie Sunday strip that my good friend Marcus sent to me for my birthday, right now it says not participating. Anything that's yellow is not participating. So you just go ahead and pick from the drop menu what category of the best ofs that you would assign it to. Of course, this is strip art. So if I could read my own drop menu here without putting on my cheaters, there we go. Published, unpublished strip art. I can set that. And I can go through the whole list and pick another 3 or 4. Well, actually, I can only pick 3 because I've already got 2 picked. But say I only wanted to add this one for the time being. I just select the one. I hit update my selections. And ta-da, now I have 3 pieces selected in the best ofs. There is no final, like, commit your selections to the ether. And I can already see I have to update one link in here too. But either way, that's how you do it. You add the 3, you can add up to 5. If you try to pick a 6th, it'll tell you already have 5 and you have to remove one of them. It's just as easy to remove any of these. If you want to get rid of the Marcus gift of the Annie strip that was published on my birthday, you just pick not participating and update your selections, and you're going to be back to 2. See, back to 2. There's no final commit button that you need to click in order to commit your votes. Just be done by midnight on the 17th Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be ready at that point to close off submissions and then set everything up so people can do their votes. And those people who are members of CAF can vote on it. It's not limited just to the people who post artwork into the best ofs, but that's how we do it. Hey Dan, good to see Dan in the chat. He's gonna bribe Marcus. Another portrait of Marcus, or will it be another portrait of another noteworthy person in the hobby? You never know. Marcus or Chuck will be campaigning for votes at OAX. Sure, you make a T-shirt, man. Vote for me on the best of. So they will be open at that time. So yeah. Marcus says you want to, yeah. Well, you can upload your artwork, Marcus, but unfortunately, if it wasn't uploaded in 2024, which it wouldn't be at this point, you aren't able to get it into the best of 2024. But it'll be prepped and ready to go for the best of 2025 when that comes around. Bruce Pye, okay. Let's see. Oh, that's easier. NSN's a smart guy. He's done this before. As far as he deactivated his art for sale gallery to make it easier to get through stuff. But that's how you do it. I saw right here, there's a share your entries. Click here for the link, and I can already tell that link's not going to work because it has the 2023 date in it. But I'm not even going to try to wing it right now and update it. I mean, I guess I could. What is it? Gallery best of? Yeah, let me just fix that, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Basically, there's all those groups that kind of took over doing the best ofs over there on Facebook because they want to make you think they started this. They didn't. Comic Art L and Comic Art Fans did this a long time ago, but they've kind of hijacked that over on Facebook. So this is a way for you to share your links socially, but I just have to modify this one date right here. So let me modify this and then I can save it. And I will go ahead and just show you what it does. It's not like it's rocket science or anything super special. But let's see, share your entries right here. Yeah, it's got the 2024 date. So essentially you can share this link and it'll go out. You can put it anywhere, put it in an email, put it over on Facebook, and it will share what you have picked for your best of pieces. And you know what? It allows people to know what your collected pieces were. And once the voting happens, they can easily get over there and vote for your pieces as well. So it's something that I would encourage people to do after the submission period is closed. Chuck Arnold was just talking about campaigning. Well, there's a way for you to campaign. You can send the link to this page out to your socials and let people know that they can vote for you if you really want to. Da, 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 da. I'm not sure what Brian's saying. If you change an image in any best of after the 17th, it will update in the best of. Yeah, you can always add a better scan. It's not like it locks in when it was submitted to CAF. You can pretty much change the images at any time. That's how you do it. And no problem, Marcus. That's how it goes. Next year is always good. I mean, there's stuff I posted this year that I bought in 2021. So it's even though we call it the best of collected works for the prior year, it's sometimes more appropriately named the best of works you were able to post to CAF in a calendar year. We all know how that goes. So there you have it. Just run through that again. Where is it? The link is underneath the Your Account and Collection menu right there. Enter a best of 2024. That's how you get started. And I can tell you that once the submissions period is closed, there will be a link in that place in that same position to cast your vote. This link will go away and casting votes will be in its place. Very straightforward. All right. So we might as well. I want to just tear into some packages here and get through this because there are that many. So what do we got here? We're starting off with a package from Mr. Tony Perna. We've got lots of things here that span lots of different events. This is, I'm certain, related to OAX. Tony, of course, is a guest to the show. He is set up in the CAX show section, and he has I knew before the holidays that he was going to be sending me his auction pieces, and so I would have to believe that what I'm going to find in here is his auction artwork. There's a lot of peanuts in here, the non-edible kind. So let's see here, what do we got? If I'm not mistaken, Tony gave us 2 pieces for the auction. Not every artist is going to do that, but Tony is a very generous gentleman, and he sent 2. So let's take a look here. Yeah, he knows how to tape his art. Okay, I guess I've got to cut every corner on this one. Oh, is Tony in the chat tonight? What's this? Oh, okay, I see Brian's talking to Marcus about the best ofs. All right, what do we got? All right, we have 2. Look like they're on 9x12. We got a Wolverine slashed up Sentinel piece. by Tony. Thank you for that one, Tony. And we also have a very nice Venom artwork as well, again on 9 by 12. So Tony, these are fantastic. Thank you for adding these into the auction. I think these are technically the first two pieces we've been able to show off from the OAX auction, though I can tell you that um, think within the probably around this time next week, we'll start populating the OAX CAF gallery with plenty of auction pieces. I know we've already got more than a dozen pieces in, if I'm not mistaken, and that maybe not in hand, but we have scans of them. And as you know, we do take proxy bidding on the auction pieces. That's going to start probably about 10 days out from OAX. So around the 12th to the 14th, somewhere around in there, we'll start proxy bidding on those and leave that open for about a week. And then proxy bids will be taken to the show floor, where on Saturday evening from 5:30 to 8 o'clock, we will have the well, I was going to say pizza party, but I don't even want to say pizza in front of you guys until the show is over. The auction with the open bar through the whole event, so everybody's going to be having a great time bidding on lots of great artwork. I think there will be more than James Henderson wants to start the opening bid on the Wolverine. Well, James, the thing is, once these are posted to CAF, anybody who would like to can proxy bid in advance, and we take those proxy bids to the floor, and that's how we kind of set the first opening bid on the floor, is based on the proxy bids we receive. So we cover all the the rules on how we're handling that within the gallery once these are posted. So yeah, feel free. At the end of the day, it really helps us move the auction along by having proxy bids, even by people who are already going to be there. If you want to put some proxy bids in first, again, it helps us get a good starting point. We want to get through the auction as quickly as possible to allow people to go out and have a good time in Orlando on Saturday evening once we're all said and done. So again, thank you, Tony, for that. And we'll be talking a lot more about the auction at OAX in the next few weeks. So Marcus is next. I was sitting at the post office, I believe, for about 10 days since I was out of town. And uh, Marcus is he's always a generous gentleman. He's great with the video cam recorder, as we saw last night. And let's see here. See, I should probably open it like this, right? Okay, nothing exploded. No no glitter filled the room. All right, let's see here. But I am not putting this on. I'll let you know that right now. But so I'll take a look at the rest of the package first. Oh, oh my goodness. I can tell Marcus is rolling right now. If he's hanging out with Lance, they're both enjoying this moment. I'll open the card first. In our family, we like to open, the card and read it, and then show off the gifts. So let's see here. It's a nice looking Santa Claus with a big bag of stuff and a candle stuffed in it too. So let's see, what do we got? To Bill and family, wishing you the merriest Christmas ever. When I saw the hat, it screamed Bill Cox. Marcus, December 2024. Okay, well, it screams something. I don't know if it screams my name, but I'll show it just for the moment. Right there, trucker cap. I love Wiener Schnitzel wieners. Right there. I can't say that I'll ever wear that, but it might find its place on the bookshelf of shame. Thank you, Marcus. What else we got here? There's a couple other pieces of cardboard, and oh, look at that. J.R. Williams is an underground artist. I love it. Is that gosh, it's like got a texture. It's almost, it must be painted, right? It looks like it might be on a piece of canvas glued to a board. Maybe a couple layers of it. It's a must for OAX. Yeah, we'll be giving those in the swag bag, Marcus. If you want to buy 600 of them, we might actually put them in them. Not. But there, got that. So J.R. Williams. I'm not familiar with that artist, but I will look them up after the show. Sugar Bear, that's right. Let's see here. And we got some else. A PSA graded, autographed Guys, we were just talking about James Marsden the other night. This is a 2003 Topps X-Men James Marsden X2, the movie X2, Cyclops signed card. Look at that. Now that's special. That's special. Didn't he die in X2 like right in the first 3 minutes? Got that backwards. Either maybe that was three that he died in. No, yeah, maybe I can't remember. Either way, this. I love this, Marcus. Thank you. Baller, says James Siegel. X3. Thank you. It was three. This is awesome. That's is that real? Well, I guess I've got some Stanley signatures. I can't say that this is my first signed item outside of comic art, but yeah, this is special. Thank you, Marcus. Boy, that's awesome. So it is amazing, Stingray. Yes, it is. Thank you, Marcus. You are the best. You keep us on our toes in the chat and on the site, and I always appreciate everything you do for all of us. So next up, a package from Tatiana. As I recall, last year Tatiana sent me some TD Art swag and some other fun things. So I imagine she has done the same thing this year. So we're gonna take a look inside. We got a card. We'll hit that first. And what do we got here? Got some sticker stuff on the back. All right. It's a Christmas in the Cave. Wishing you and your family a wonderful holiday season, Tatiana. Thank you, Tatiana. Oh, I've got plenty of peanuts for any shipments that I need to do. Marcus, he probably does shop at Spencer Gifts. That is without question. Is that where the hat came from? Yeah, Jason. All right. Yeah, if you wear one, I'll wear one. All right. This is heavy, whatever it is. Okay, what is this? Huckleberry jam from Huckleberry Haven, made in Montana. Well, there you go. So I actually am a huge jam fan. So this is and not the jams that you guys some of you collect. This is awesome. Thank you, Tatiana. Very, very thoughtful. And I can tell you the girls are going to be digging into that too. So thank you for that. Next up, man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff here. This is from Sean Watkins from Athenaeum Comic Art LLC. Everybody knows Sean. I believe Sean is going to be at OAX as well. Pretty sure anyway. I mean, I haven't been paying close enough attention to the tickets. He's not, he doesn't have a booth, but he was there last year. So let's see what's here. Oh, got to cut this side too. Okay. Another card. Man, it's Christmas. All right, he is coming. I had a feeling. How could he not? Right? I just didn't remember seeing him with a ticket. So this is from. Man, we don't even have our own our cards like this, but we will one day. All right. He mentions. Okay. Well, here I guess he's reading it, so I can show what it is first, since he's defining what's in the package. We have long boxes by Nate McDonough. I know that that's something he's going to mention in his letter here. So I've got a book, and now I know I've seen this. Let's go back. How do I recognize something? Oh, here we go. American Cartoonist. Oh, that's right. The comic art of Noah Van Sciver. That's why I've seen this. I've seen this artwork up on Athenaeum. So that's awesome. American Cartoonist. And then, so let's see. What did he say? He said, Long Boxes is a book that I think that any comic collector would love. You can just crack it open anywhere and find something humorous to read. Thanks for all that you guys do. I hope that we get to collaborate more in the future. And I believe that we certainly will be collaborating more and more with Sean. Love everything that Sean's been doing the last few years, and I thank him for both of these. I will I'll keep this one close by when I need a good laugh. All right. Now we're getting to the bottom. Only 4 more to go, but the rest are smaller, I promise you. This, what do we got here? This is from Anthony Snyder. Snyder Man. Let's see. That's true, Brian. I've heard that same thing, that Sean does send a nice handwritten letter with every order. Yeah, I swear, I think I've already gotten one of these, but this one from Anthony, but this one's signed by, well, I guess it looks like it's signed by Walt at the bottom, but that one's hard to read. On the top, I can't tell. Maybe someone out there might. Let's see, what's it say on the back? Nope, doesn't even define who the signature is on the top there. It's an S, right? Looks like an L and an S. Oh, Louise Simonson? I don't know. It must be. And then scribbled down there at the bottom, right there, right? That's Walt in a very scribbly fashion. Okay, but I know that he has sent me this book before, so that's the second Cyclops image that we've opened so far today. And you know what? I got Aranga here in the chat. I might let's bring him in and say hi to him. He looks ready. He's got a trucker cap on, but I bet it doesn't say what my hat says. Let's see. Hey, Aranga. Oh, you're muted, man. You're muted.
What's up, Bill?
Oh, not much, man. I got home and our mail was held, so I ended up having this huge stack of boxes and stuff. But look, Marcus, this hat. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, man. That's hilarious because mine says "I love boners."
Oh man, I didn't know we had so much in common.
I know.
All right,
Marcus, he's just a genius.
He is. He is. It screamed to him. He said. All right. So that was well. I have to thank you, Anthony Snyder, for giving me another copy of that X Factor book. Now, what is this?
I'm just saying, Bill. I will wear that hat.
You will wear.
You lend it to me. I'll wear it.
Well, we know you'll wear almost anything, Aranga.
Yeah, there's no mystery to it.
Everybody wants to know if you're going to be bringing the Psylocke outfit to OAX.
My wife's with me, man. The only way I got her to come is by saying I won't wear that freaking outfit.
All right, all right. Well, for those of you who didn't know, Aranga is you exhibited last year. You were with Team Oreo last year, but now you've got your own table. You're a true guest of the show, and
I'm a real boy now.
Exactly. We're excited to have you at OAX, man.
I'm excited to be there, dude. I really am. It's I've been looking forward to it ever since kind of you discussed it and asked me to come on. I'm stoked about it.
Well, we are too. It's 3 weeks away, man. I don't know when do you get in? Do you get in on like Thursday?
Thursday evening. Yeah.
Okay.
At some point.
Well, I know where I'll meet you at the bar on Thursday.
We'll be there, man. We'll be there for sure. Yeah, I'll have company this time. I'm trying to figure out whether I need to be on at least people have been asking me if I'll be on better behavior. And I can tell you, like, I hide nothing from my wife. She knows what she married.
Well, it's going to be a great time. I can't wait. It's 3 weeks away, but I mean, it's going to go by fast. We're actually going to the hotel tomorrow to do some last minute. We're going to sample some of the food, and we're going to do a last walkthrough in some of the areas to figure out, measure a few things, make sure there's outlets where we need some outlets and stuff like that. So that's my day tomorrow, hanging out with Casper, and everybody will be happy. We are going over to Miller's as well to talk to them about a few things too. So just to make sure they're stocked up for whatever.
With zingers.
Exactly. All right, now this one came from Canada. This is a second package from Canada. Pernis was from Canada too. This is from Bard Mendoza. Now, Jiggy had told me that a couple of the artists. I did open the one package before I left for Ohio. This was, I think, the only other package that was coming to me separately from Jiggy's guys for the mystery sketch. So I have no idea how many pieces Bard got since I don't know the assignments, but I guess we're gonna find out. So. And I'm going to need a maid to come in here after this is all over.
Literally, the only thing I was thinking of while you were opening all these packages were like, you've got to dispose of these packages now.
I got it. Yeah, this is well, remember I have that fireplace right outside. So yesterday I spent a lot of time just burning all the cardboard that I've gotten or accumulated over the last month. I'm going to do it all over again tomorrow.
Nice. God bless Florida.
All right, now Bard uses some sandwich wrap around here, so I guess that's one way to do it. Smells like paint too.
I thought you were gonna say it smells like bologna.
I should have. Maybe that is bologna. I don't know. It's an odd scent, but boy, it's wrapped so well with this saran wrap that I can't even get the art out of it.
Uh-oh.
But it smells like acrylic paint. If I had a guess, painted. And I have to say, man, we're not going to tease it tonight, but I did see your auction piece. You outdid yourself.
My what? I'm sorry?
The auction piece. I'm sorry. Whenever I get
Oh
too far away
yeah.
from the mic, it gets a little hokey.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, that's right. I sent it to you guys a couple of days ago. Hey, I'll tell you, it was stressful.
was it really?
It-
You start thinking about last year, and then you have to
yeah,
compare.
really, it was more along the lines of not so much, comparing it to last year, but it was, well, I guess you could say that. Just in terms of, I didn't want to do something that would be less than last year.
Right.
So really, what happened last year was like yeah, I guess we can say last year now. What happened last year was probably the worst way like it could have happened for me.
Well,
But we'll see. We'll see if people like this one as much.
we will in 3 short weeks.
Yeah.
So I was right. It is painted artwork, and I mean, I'm just a little shocked. These are amazing. So it's done on like it looks like gessoed canvas that he's cut out. So they look like he did them on 9x12. So Bard Mendoza. Here, I'll even let's see if I
Oh
can.
wow.
I know, and this is like the average one. So we got a nice Batman here.
Holy
So again, it is
smoke.
on. You can see it is on the actual canvas, but
Canvas.
gessoed on the front. And yeah, that's a pretty good way to start. And then this is either a Gamora or a She-Hulk. I guess it's so close in. I don't know, but I'm gonna say She-Hulk. But I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I
go
guess
with
it's Gamora.
Gamora
It's
because of the
Gamora. Yeah,
eye.
I didn't see the eyes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
There we go.
Man, that's
So
pretty rad. I missed the part. Is this for his
this is Miss.
contribution to the auction?
No, these are the mystery sketches that they had trouble getting out of Canada.
Shut
So
up.
these are mystery sketches. Wait
Yikes.
a minute. Wait till you see this one. I don't know who asked for Sandman. But
Yo.
what the heck?
What?
I hope Bard gets to see this. I mean, holy crap, man. Look at that. Uh yeah, that's raising the bar of what a mystery sketch should be. I hate
That's
to say
pretty
it.
dang incredible. Are those oils?
You know, I mean, the way they're laid down, it feels like it could be, but I gotta believe.
Acrylic?
Well, the thing is, it actually could be oils because I think what I'm smelling is it's almost like when they put the glaze on it. That's
Yeah.
the smell that I'm picking up. So I mean, it could be acrylic. I can see that he's got heavy brush strokes on it to make that's how you get that nice sheen on it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I can see that he's covered it with that. Like on this one, he just did the figure, and so the outside is still a little dull. I mean, it actually makes it look. I
That's
mean,
ridiculous.
that is nuts. Well, whoever got that one's gonna be very happy.
Whew.
Uh, Now this one's definitely She-Hulk. Right. So
That's Yelk.
look at that. What the heck, man? Unbelievable.
What group is he with?
He's with Next Comic Art, one of Jiggy's, but he's in Canada. And so rather than having him ship his art to Jiggy in the Philippines and then out, I guess they waited
Mm,
till the postal issue was done and then he shipped them straight to me. So I do
that's
not know whose
incredible,
these
man.
are. I have to get the list from Jiggy. And then this one's actually on like heavier Bristol, but we gotta lower quality.
Wow.
So
That's definitely not oils.
no. Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Beauty, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Bard, for doing these. These are fantastic. I saw John Amore was in the chat earlier. John, make sure Bard knows that we think his stuff is fantastic, and he outdid himself on these. And as soon as I figure out who these need to go to, I will get them in the mail.
Very
Probably I'll
impressive,
know by
dude.
Monday.
Very impressive.
Brian, he says that shirt is painted on.
I see
It
what
most
you did there,
certainly
Brian
is.
E.
All right. Now, next one. This is a package from Sean McManus. I've got Sean on an art sale show in the Saturday after next. So let's just see what's in here. We can move along.
And I do think I don't know if you probably missed the comment. John Amore did say, "I believe Bard works in oil."
Oh, good. Okay. Yep. I see it now. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I have not been able to really pay attention to the chat. But that's what they look like. You're right. That last one sort of looked more acrylic, and it was done on board, whereas the other three or the four were on canvas.
Canvas. Yeah.
Jason, I'm going as fast as I can, man. Give me a break. Just imagine if you were on here with us, how long this show would go.
I shot him a message. I was
I
like,
know. Well, did he tell you what he wrote? I mean, he literally said, "Get me on the show tonight." Was his quote to me. But all he really meant was to make sure that I mentioned that he was, I think he said, "Get me on the schedule tonight." Now that makes me think he's talking about getting on the show, right? But
yeah,
no,
that's what I thought.
he wanted me to mention that he's going to be going up against Anthony in a pro-am match. That's all he meant. But it sounded, I figured as soon as he read your name in the email, because what did he reply to? He replied to the email I sent out that said you were doing the picks. I figured the moment
Communication, man. Communication.
exactly. All right. Now what is this? My goodness. Oh, this is an auction piece. Sean McManus. This must be, This must be something that is for the hero only. So this is not Sean McManus's art for the. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. I didn't get an email about this, but it says, "Hi, Bill. Good luck with the auction." So I guess I'm previewing another auction piece. Here, well, let's make sure there's nothing behind it. No, there isn't. This is art on board by McManus, and it's freaking huge. So this is bound to be a Hero Initiative only Batman. It's got Harley and the Joker on there, and gosh, it's like 18
Wow, man.
by 15 or 16 or something. It's massive. Because I think last year we had like a dozen pieces that were Hero Initiative only, and I guess we have another one. So this is for that. Well, see, I told you I had no idea what I was getting. I guess I've had to dig through my email because I don't remember getting an email from Sean about that.
Did you? Well, didn't you say he said something about for hero only or whatever?
No, this one literally just says, "Hey, Bill, good luck with the auction."
Ah,
Okay.
I think people are going to be fighting over that one, man. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Well, that's good. It's you never know what you're going to get with the auction, but like last year, it all just came together and it was amazing. And I think this year, clearly, we're going to have a similar thing. That's why the proxy bidding is going to help out to kind of get it started, get us so that we're not starting out at $100, right? We can start out at $500 and kind of get halfway there or something.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know. We'll see. Here, let me get us on an even par here. Here we go. So now we're back to normal. So before we do anything, you know what I wanted to do? I actually wanted to, people were asking questions about the app and the advance of the stuff. And I know you got to see the app because you did get the beta test it a little bit once we moved platforms around and things.
Yeah.
So I figured for those of you out in the chat, we haven't made our official announcement yet. It was really more of a soft launch when we rolled it out last Friday. For lots of different reasons, but mostly we wanted to kind of get it in about 200 or 300 people's hands and get some feedback, because before that we only had about a dozen beta testers who weren't all able to beta test for the last 3 months and those sorts of things. So it was this was a good way for us to go through stuff, but we found a few bugs. Only one major bug affected people who were on Android, Android 15 to be precise. I know. I mean, trust me, there's like two people who told me about it: Tim Guerrero, James Siegel, and there might have been a third. But yes, I'm showing the app. I'm getting there. I got to share my screen here.
Damn, customer.
It's there.
Out
Actually, let
here
me
in
get
the
the app part up. I
comments.
don't want to load up my phone and not have the app on it.
Or load up your phone and have stuff you don't want.
Exactly. That would get me into a world of trouble. Here, let's see. Look at that. See, I can actually show it while I'm doing this. This is way better than when I put the camera over my shoulder.
Yeah.
So yes, the app is out. You can get it at Google Play or in the App Store. We will do an official announcement next week, just because like I said, there was the bug. It was an overlay bug. Android tries to be cute, and it has this thing called overlay mode, which works it has worked for every version up until their latest one, where they've screwed up a bunch of apps. But what it does is they want the app to overlay the entire screen, so it would cover like the 940 and the battery and stuff at the top.
Mm,
But
mm,
what happens is, with like a third of the apps, when they rolled this update up out in the fall, a third of the apps, the header for the app, where the logo is and the word dashboard and the link to get to like the flyout menu, basically all of that gets covered by the overlay, of their stuff, because it actually doesn't overlay properly. So rather than Android actually fix their poor version that they release, they basically make the apps figure out how to make it overlay properly, even though it's. So anyways, when you log in, I could have started from the beginning, but I wanted to be in the app. We As of today, when people log into the app, they go to their dashboard. Anybody who's premium knows what the dashboard's all about, because it's
mhm.
a kind of a summary for the number of people that watch your gallery. And in this case, I have 136 people who follow me. This list doesn't have it at the moment. It'll have it in the next release, where the last button on the last avatar button on the right will actually be a black button with three dots on it. You can click that and you'll be able to see the full list of everybody who watches you. These avatars change. They load randomly, so it's kind of a tease for what other artists follow you. It's like when I'm looking at this, I can see Eric De Los Santos's logo there. I can see Jay Lim's. I mean, again, you recognize the avatars, right? At the end of the day, these are all your friends, people you know on CAF. You see their CAF galleries all the time.
Right.
And then underneath that is just some stats. Tells you the number of artworks that we have. I have in my gallery, the number of views, number of total comments and likes. The next section, this is basically what's in the right column today on CAF at the top. Where if you're a premium member and you're watching galleries, you can see I have a watch galleries tab or an all galleries tab. The watch galleries tab is people whose galleries I follow, and so it's showing me the last 5 people who I watched. One thing we're giving app users that the website users don't have: if you're not premium, you can actually watch 10 galleries if you're in the app. You don't get the premium alerts, because for those of you who aren't premium, when you watch other people's galleries, you actually can get 2 updates every day from the galleries that you watch, letting you know which artworks have been updated from those galleries you follow. You won't get that, but you will have this, because why? We didn't want to give you an app that didn't have full features, and at least this way you get an idea of the power that is behind CAF, that you don't, if you're not premium, you don't even know it's there. But what's cool about it is, so you get that. I can hop over and just look at the full list of galleries that I watch if I wanted to. I can also, if I'm just want to go and just check out new art, I can switch to the all galleries tab, and that lists everybody who's been updating. And I have an easy way to jump to new art and whatnot from there. But underneath here, this list is only artwork added by people on CAF who I watch. So Brawny has updated, Jay Lim, Sean Clancy, AE Gallery, Sean Clancy again. So this is like me customizing my list of the art that, and art added to galleries that I want to see.
Mhm.
And so the dashboard is all about personalization. And I think, as we release future versions, you're going to see, more things kind of integrated into that make the experience on CAF be more personal for you. But that's what the goal of the dashboard is to let you kind of jump in and see what you're most interested in. And I always start here. I usually, if I log into the app 4 or 5 times a day, I'll go down into this most recent list from my watch galleries and go down to find the last piece that I looked at the last time I was in it. And it might be kind of cool to be like, hey, I already saw this, but we don't have that. But what can you do from the feed? I mean, you can literally hit the heart button on the artworks from here. See, it's a lot easier to like. I think people are going to see their like counts going up, because it's
Mhm.
going to be so much easier for you to do that. If like here, I'm looking. This is Andre's New Mutants annual page. Click that, slides out. I can basically, I can see a bigger image. You can tell he has a second image here, probably a published image. Yep. So I can kind of easily slip back and forth between the two of those.
And you can
The
click on the image to make it full screen too.
Absolutely. Yeah, we might as well show that too. So if you click that right here, you get to see the full scale image, and from this view, you can also zoom in
Yep.
and see everything in its full glory. which is very nice. And from there too, you can basically see, because I know like George Hodge, he usually updates like or adds like 5 or 6 images at a time. So there's always a lot of useful information. You can definitely see where any of his artworks were published. He seems to only buy things that have been printed at least on 4 or 5 different things. I
Yeah.
don't know if you noticed that.
He gets
Is
his
that a
money's worth.
criteria? Yeah. And the thing is, what's funny is you almost wouldn't know that on the app or on the website. There's things you overlook. You almost can't overlook this stuff on the app.
Right.
So and
Right.
that's what's kind of cool about it. So similar. So if you scroll down, there's this gray tab set in the middle. Defaults to the details for the art, which is what's pretty common. But I know Andre had some comments on his, so you can see very easily, who's commented on the pieces. A lot like on CAF, if I, if I want to like Robert Berman's comment on there, I can do it. If I wanted to reply to Robert Berman, I can add this and it will indent it. If I'm not going to do it but I'll find something on here, I'm sure, that has a replied to comment. But and if I don't want to reply to a comment that's already there, I can go to the bottom and add my comment from that section as well.
Mm-hmm.
So real easy to comment. So I think comments, we're gonna have more comments being posted to CAF as well. Then the standard stuff. If you want to contact the owner, you can do that from the contact tab or get more information about the owner, last logged in time, and all of that. And we have more things to add in there. But from that page, if you just want to go over, you're like, wow, and maybe you discover Andre's work through a different feed and you're not following them. You can basically just go ahead and click on their avatar and hop right into their CAF gallery. You can see mine already says I'm watching him. I can switch it back and forth, but I'll leave it there. But so this is what a CAF gallery looks like on the app. We've thought a lot about what should the experience be like on the app, and it definitely needed to be different than the website. So even
Mm-hmm.
though in CAF we stagger your featured artworks, there was no way we were going to have a full, if you have 12 featured artworks, I didn't want to show 4 rows of thumbnails as a start. So we chose like here the 12. If Andre has 12, he probably does. That it's a scrollable list side to side. So that gives you your way of looking at the featured artworks that the collector has set within their CAF. The cool thing, and you can't do this on the website, is the feed defaults to all the artwork in that person's gallery by date. So if I wanted to, I could literally scroll through all 483 pieces that Andre's added to his CAF just from this page. And you cannot do that on CAF. We only let you look at the last 30 days worth of artwork in that
Yep.
fashion. So from there, and what's cool with the feed, it does from here allow you to resort it by most viewed, most commented, most liked, and I'll show this filter a little bit later too. But from there, you can refilter what he has in his CAF gallery. And again, you can't do this on the website either. You can only pick one of these things at a time. But I can go in and say, let me see all the covers. Does he have any? Let's see, title pages. We'll go splash pages and title pages. So, and we know he had 483 pieces of art. I won't select any media types, but if I go back, now that 483 is now 60. So he's got 60 covers, title pages, or splash pages. And I can look at those. I can resort those by most viewed, most commented, all that. And again, none of that. You can't multi-select anything on CAF, the website. And you cannot, there's no easy way to do this on CAF. Yet on
Right.
the app, you can do it, and it's literally on the same screen. Unless you have the really rinky-dink low-res phone, there's so much you can do right from just landing on a person's CAF gallery that you could never do before. So
I like that you went Ricky Dink low res phone.
well, if I
I
showed,
felt like you had someone in mind, Bill.
well, I'm actually sadly myself, because I have a Pixel 2 right here, and that's been my Android beta test device, was a Pixel 2, and I think it's only like 6 or 7 years old, but man, its resolution is so small it makes me cry. But the funny thing, I'll tell you, I have an iPhone 10, and it
Yeah.
makes me really want to have a more modern iPhone, because it's just they are a little bit wider, so you get a little bit more of the screen in here, and you see, you'd probably see about that much of the Sienkiewicz cover as well if I had a better phone. So it does make me want to upgrade now that I've seen this.
Right.
So so that's interacting with a gallery. This is the version that's on my phone, is not on is a beta version. And one of the things that so the Android people, one thing that they really were upset about was we don't have the back button active, and we're not going to activate it yet because there is a bug with it. But
Hmm.
one of the things that they wanted us to put in was the ability to slide to close. And I know you can't see what I just did, but I literally just slid my finger to the left across the screen on there, and it closed both the main gallery and the layer that I had opened. So that functionality, even though, like, if I'm on this piece, I can just as easily click the X in the upper right hand corner.
Right.
Now I can just slide to the left on the screen and it goes away. So
Right.
that was something that the Android people and probably the iPhone people would have liked to have seen too.
Hmm.
So that's in there. And then as far as the number one hit page on CAF is the new art page. So from there, this is something, again, you can't do this on CAF either, but this default new art on the app is a 30-day view. So 7.2 thousand, so 7,200 artworks have been added to CAF in the last 30 days, and this is your view into that. Um, if I, oh, I won't click on it right now, but well, why not? What's cool about it is I can literally, if I want to like search everything or look at everything, I can click the X next to new art, and now it has loaded up 1.21 million pieces of artwork. You cannot do that on the website
Yeah.
today. It's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't work, and you can just as easily go over and say, what is the most commented piece on CAF, and it's the first appearance of Wolverine, and then the giant size X-Men #1 cover, and John Byrne X-Men. So none of this is easy on CAF. On the app, it's incredibly easy. And again, this filter button that's just underneath the CAF logo, those three lines with the circles, you click on that, and that's what brings it out where you can do a keyword search. I can switch it back to the 30-day view versus, which was the default view. And again, I can pick all the art types I want. Hey, just show me the, I don't know, we can look at something like, I don't know. We're not going to look at color guides. No one would be happy with that. Well, mystery sketches, why not? And why don't we do mystery sketches 30 days? Because that'll also tell us how many people have uploaded their mystery sketches so far since uh, that got closed. So 71. So it just gives you a quick and easy way to look at stuff, and it's really easy to filter. And for those who want quick searches, there's the microscope, well, not microscope,
Hmm.
magnifying glass at the top of the screen, so you can just do a quick search. That actually dumps you right onto the same new art page. Technically, we use one page to do all of that. So
Yeah.
the new art page is the search page and the filter page. Um, so it's all right in there. And then managing your CAF is uh, pretty straightforward. The other things in the menu here are for managing your gallery or profile. Those are the things that I'll show you profile first, because a lot of people have asked me about that. There is a FAQ, and we have a video that we're putting together right now that will come out next week and kind of just overview all of this. But only premium members can change their cover graphic. So my Silver Surfer graphic, I can change that, and it says update profile cover photo up there. Non-premium people can't. However, if you have art in your gallery, we pick your most commented piece and we've kind of figured out that sweet spot for the image, and we just set that piece in there. So you can't, those non-premiums can't update that, but we try to put the best image in there for them to represent their CAF gallery. Premium members, though, can go in, and if you click the top link, you can pick another image off of your phone, take a photo, whatever. The avatar is the same thing. Everything else is in here as far as your standard profile stuff. So this is where you handle editing that. There is a delete account option in here that will not delete your account on your own. It will send me an email to delete it, but that was a requirement of the App Store. They said you have to give people a way to delete their account, and I was like, well, we're not going to make it actually delete. It'll send a
Right.
request, because even when people email me today, I always send a reply back. Are you sure you want to delete your account and you don't just want to turn it off for a while? So this gives us the opportunity if somebody wants to think twice about stuff.
Bill,
But
when you ask that question, what's the percentage of people that say, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe let me cool off," or whatever it was the instinct that
it's
caused
like a
them to
third
ask
of,
that
third of the
question?
time. 2/3 of the time, people are really done.
Wow.
I would say of the 2/3, half of those people came to CAF just to look at some not safe for work images, and they want to delete their account.
Progress.
Within an hour of creating their account, they're asking me to delete it. And I know they're either under 18 and they came here to look at the topless Wonder
Oh.
Woman that searches that come up on Google or whatnot. But yeah, that's but yeah, there's some people like a guy who had an account for 13 years. I was like, "Are you sure you really want to do that?" And he's like, the last couple of years I've been getting out of the hobby, and I get emails from people, and I feel bad that I don't reply to them anymore. So I get those, those happen, once every quarter. I'll get an email like that, and I've talked some people out of deleting their accounts. Some
Mm.
people I intentionally drag it out because I'll be like, "Are you really sure? Are you sure you don't want to think about it?" You know, and maybe and literally I did that with a guy 2 months ago, and he was like. He emailed me out of the blue. He's like, "You didn't delete my account yet, did you?" And I'm like, "No, I hadn't gotten to it." He's like, "Oh, good. I changed my mind." Yeah.
You
So
wishy-washy mofo.
so yeah, you just never know, man. I saw yeah, Brian. That's gonna be our next task item, just calf mail integrated into the app. Absolutely. We want you 100% glued to the app. So mail is the priority coming up. But we have in the release that we're gonna put out next week, we're gonna outline what the V2 items are. We'll probably even make a note uh, of the like the fixes and changes that are going to appear in the release that we do early next week. That fixes the overlay issue. Um, I can't even remember what the other. There was a few other minor things. He wasn't my developer wasn't saving the thumbnail at the right size, so just dumb stuff that I didn't catch until the release was out. But
You know,
anyway, so back to
I think
Mhm.
it's kind of like it's important for people. Like it was surprising to me, right? Like being invited to kind of beta test the app and stuff. I know there was a long list of things we talked about,
Mhm.
but like the important thing was getting a functional app out. So most of the things that were addressed were bug fixes and stuff like that. I mean, like people should know. I mean, it's a long list of stuff that you guys have on V2. I mean, there's no way you're not aware of it. And I'm again not trying to discourage people from pointing it out, but
Right.
this was a very long process where there was a lot of thought put into it by you guys as you were working on it. The way I see it, and sorry, just kind of give you my thoughts on it.
Sure. Please
I
do.
love it from a social sense of using it like the way I do social media. So like checking out, scrolling through new art, scrolling through my watch galleries, being able to like click a like, being able to comment really quick, like those things. I would say if you are a power user, quote unquote, if you're using CAF to do a ton of research, to look through stuff like that, I don't think the app is quite intentioned for that yet. And I think there's definitely room to use the desktop experience when you need to. But to
Mhm.
have this in your pocket, to be able to look at someone's gallery, to pull up your own stuff, lazy scroll while you're in the bathroom, uh, that kind of stuff. This act, I mean, there's a ton of functionality to this first release.
Right. Well, the number
Um,
one thing people would do at shows, right, as art collectors, is they want to show you what they collect. And so often, nobody's going to pull up CAF to show them their CAF. They actually pull up their Photos app on the phone. Well, now
right.
they can put up the app, and all they got to do is click on their avatar in the upper right corner, and bam, they're in their CAF gallery. They can show anything that they want from their CAF.
Yep.
So, and I mean, trust me, for the last 10 years, watching people pull their Photos app up to show off their comic art pissed me off. So now we have a real simple way to get into your calf gallery, and I expect everybody to utilize it that way. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it's it was a learning curve for us as well, and I'm still learning today. I mean, I was on the phone with the developer for like 20 minutes while we were going through some of the fixes because I don't, this is a whole new world for me. It's not the same way as we program for a web server to database communication. It's very different, and I'm still figuring out a lot of it. And again, but the main thing was we didn't want to recreating the website experience was not the goal of the
Mm,
app. It really was to try to look at CAF differently. And we talked about this a lot. V1 release does not have the dealer search in it. It does have classifieds in it, but we don't have a filter to just look at classifieds. But when I was in the new art section, let's see, is there anything for sale in here? There was earlier, but looks like we've had a lot of people adding artwork of late. But just like on CAF, what we do is we outline the artwork in red, and we actually put the word for sale in the lower right-hand corner of the art detail box. But of course, there isn't a single piece of art listed in the classifieds in what? As you can see, the last five
there it is.
hours.
There it
What
is.
the heck? Oh, here we
Eh,
go. Here we go.
yeah.
There we go. Modern mythology. Tom Riley, GI Joe. So we highlight classifieds, but the filters do not allow you to just look at classifieds or exclude classifieds from the feed, and they don't on CAF today either. If you go to the new art page, you can't do that there. But in a future release, and I think V2 is going to be uh, more about the social side of things. There's no sharing feature in here right now. That's an important one to add. But again, I'm going to go over all those lists with that. But we want to get a V2 release out
Yeah.
as quickly as possible. It's not a 12-month cycle for that. And I'll be honest, we probably spent half the time on look and feel. As dumb as that might sound, there was a lot of that. And
That's not dumb at all, to
no,
me. Yeah.
probably not, but it was the more frustrating part because it'd be like, oh man, we should have done it like this, and then it's like, well, do we release it with it looking like that, or do we wait and fix it? Because I could tell everybody. I remember I teased and said we were adding in one feature that I knew everybody would hang me if we didn't do. That was the multi-image support. When we looked at the printed piece along with the default image, we didn't have multi-image support in there. And I don't know if this image, now of course this one doesn't have two images, but but you get the idea. I mean, we actually put, well, and I'll show you in the admin. We put the ability in there for you to go ahead and add all the multiple images you wanted, but then we weren't going to show them to you on the outside of the app. And there's no way I could back my way out of that. And it was only because I was in a hurry. I wanted everybody to play around with it. And then I thought, I'll, I'll get a couple of nasty grams if you can't see all the artworks, images to a post.
Yeah, that was definitely an important one, I think, because that's content that's there that you don't have access to on the I love the way it's there, man. You mentioned it, but like even when I'm looking at stuff on the website, I don't generally go through every additional picture. If you have to like kind of go click, move
Right.
through, etc. But if all you have to do is like slide through to see him, I mean, today I was just going through like multiple additional pictures because of that stuff that I normally wouldn't have clicked on.
Exactly. No, I know. I mean, I mentioned that a lot. I mean, the idea. How did I figure out that Jason D'Ambrosia likes to upload his artwork at 12:03 a.m. every day? It's because of the app. I would never have seen timestamps like I do today, if I was only using the website. It's amazing the nuances I'm discovering about collectors, their habits, and other things, good
That's
or
not
bad.
great. That's
Uh,
not great.
and I did neglect one thing because this we didn't move over everything, but underneath in that menu where it says collection, we did bring over your gallery rooms. So for those of you who who take pride in how you curate your CAF gallery, and same thing here, you can see we outline the room in red to make it easy, so you know that these rooms have art for sale, and the other ones are just normal ones. But what we do here is let's see. I don't know what we got. My elementals one we can click in. So this is a side scroll through it as well, so you can expand that and look at it. And the one thing it doesn't have, and somebody pointed out to me, is some people like to write introductions to their gallery rooms. We don't have a like a little eye in a circle beside the count. So that could be something that we could add there, where you could click the eye and maybe it would do a pop up, and you could read the description for what this room is all about, if something is in fact written in there. But and those are just things that were kind of oversights that we didn't really take into consideration. But from those gallery room slide outs, you can go in and click and look at any of the artworks there too. So
No.
again, just ease of access and easy to preview from one screen, everything in a person's calf. Look at Jason. He's like he's like he's back in the 70s. We fought for that.
We fought for that, man.
We picketed. We marched for that, man.
It was like,
So
man, bro.
so I was back in my managed gallery. That's the last thing I'll show off is a couple different things. Those of you who actually use your featured art, and most people do, it's a kind of easy drag and drop interface, a lot like what people are used to seeing on their CAF today. But when you want to reorder your pieces, it's here. And we did choose to order this in the same way it's shown on the website, because it's you get the idea of 1 to 12 here, but I felt like leaving it in the same visual format as the website shows it was a good thing to do. So if I want to downgrade this mugshot of Marcus and replace it with a John Byrne piece, I can just easily drag it down and replace the spot on it. So And you can see a little, you always want to see a green message in the lower right that something successful happened. So that's how you can reorder your pieces. If I did only had 11 pieces here, the last piece where Cyclops is would be replaced by a way for me to pick another piece to replace it with. Back on here, this is a list of the gallery rooms you have. Everybody was joking around because I mistakenly had uploaded this test piece as
I
active
saw that
earlier
today.
today. So I got a lot of comments on that, but adding artwork was very well. Let's just show you this. I guess I'm jumping ahead. If you need to add a gallery room, you do that from the plus on the gallery room line. So if I want to just create a new gallery room, I give it a title and a description, leave it active. I click add, I make a new room. So if you're a new user coming to the app first, there will be nothing in the your gallery rooms list, and it'll actually say create your first gallery room to add art to it, and that would be you get that by clicking the plus. So but when you already have gallery rooms like I do, you just click the title of the gallery room, shows you what's in it. I've got 5 pieces in here. They're all inactive now. And if you want to add a piece of art, you just click the plus at the bottom. Select image is the first thing you see. For those of you, I think when you first fire up the app, it's going to ask you for permission to use your camera or your photos gallery. I think that's pretty common. But yeah, if I want to just take a picture, I'm Lance Suarez. I've laid my art down on my shag carpet. I can click the I can click the take photo option and go ahead and do my thing, take a photo. If I like it, yeah, I'll go ahead and use that image, and uh, it's going to bring it over here. Now, the one thing, the cool thing is if I'm Lance and I've got the shag carpets showing all around this thing, and I'm like, you know what, I want to trim it so you can't tell what the color of the shag is. The menu bar across the top is actually image editing. So I clicked on this one to allow me to crop it. So I can kind of resize it from here to crop it. I can even pull the sides in left and right if I want to get the shag off. And so let's see if the checkbox saves it. And then if I really at that point realized, maybe we even need to do some color correction, you can literally go in and color correct it, if you want from there too. And when you're happy with that, click save photo and it's done. And you can always go back and edit it too. That's the kind of cool thing. But from there, you just give it a title, description, and set all your standard stuff. The one thing that we didn't want to do, and we'll see if I change it or not. On CAF we show like what 5 artists first name last name fields with what their role is, pencil or ink or whatever. I didn't want to clutter up this page with all these blank fields and drop menus and stuff because we knew first and last name had to be on one row and that their tasks needed to be on another. So that would meant if we put 5, I mean, that would have filled up this whole screen with blank boxes to fill in for artists. So what we did there, and I know Jason D'Ambrosia does not like this one. I don't know if he's going to comment in the chat or not. But if you want to add an artist, you click the Add Artist button, and it just expands out a first name, last name. So I can put in Bill Cox, and pick the responsibility as assistant, and I click Save Artist, and it's done. So did it really take any more time? No, because if I need to add another artist, I just click that, and I can add Aranga Deva Surendra if I
Oh
wanted to
shit!
in
Spell
there.
that last name, Bill. Spell that
I know
last
I know how to spell. I spell your name so many times I can't not spell it right, man. I don't
name.
think I can recite it right now, but when I'm writing it out, Devasurndra.
You missed
So
an E, but you got there.
okay, I was close. All right, all right.
No, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
But
I think, yeah.
but you get it. But from here, it's it really at the idea of clicking add artist and typing it out. It really, and I didn't spell his name right, but either way, it's not really adding any time, but it does keep the screen cleaner, which is
Yeah,
what my goal was. I just didn't want to
yeah.
have a ton of blank fields, so I'm not
It's
going to
definitely
add this
not
as
any more time to do it.
it really isn't. But it's we've for 22 years, people have just had these blank fields to type into, and I get it. I mean, it's easy. And people on the website, they have the ability, say they're adding a bunch of stuff from the same title, they can just hit their back button after they add the piece of art and not even retype the guy's name a second time. You can't do that here. So
Mm.
there's some things that can be, anyway, bottom line is I think it's very easy. If I hit save now, let's see if I can hit the save button without my being all thumbs. And why are you not saving? Oh, wait a minute. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't
No
give it a
title.
title. Duh. We'll put that there. Thank you. There we go.
Will this post to your account to where we can comment on it now?
Well, it's inactive.
Oh, it's an inactive folder.
That was the one thing. We talked about it. We never did it, but I was going to do something like put a red like angled X across pieces that are inactive, because from here you cannot tell that it's not active, but it is not active. If we were to go out to my calf, you couldn't see it. So
Okay.
I would say, if again, those are usability things that I think even when you're in the calf admin, there's an X and a bracket or something like that. So we'll come up with a way to show which pieces on here aren't active. And same thing with the rooms. I don't show something that tells you if a room is turned off. So initially we did something and I hated it. We actually grayed it out. We put in a light gray background in the in say the box, but it looked weird. It just didn't look right, and so we need to do something a little different there. It's a little tricky on a smaller screen, that's for sure, Matt. Because if you can't see them all, it's harder to scroll down to the bottom list. So we thought about that, and the only real good solution for fixing that is to make the images even smaller. And I don't know if I want to do that. So it's a balancing act. And again, we're learning. You don't have to worry about this stuff on a physical website in your on your desktop. It's because what Matt's talking about on the featured art is I literally have to put my finger to the right of Marcus's face, for instance, if I want to slide up and down to get to the bottom. If your resolution puts that bottom piece off and you happen to grab you think, oh, I'll just grab it from the middle. Oops, nope, I can't do it that way. I have to grab it from the side. And so we could theoretically shrink this and give you a little bit more space, but we didn't in version 1. So that's the only thing that's kind of wonky about that. But outside of that, that's I think that's all the navigational stuff that you need. Oh, dark mode. I mean, I for one do not like dark mode. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm old. But there is a dark mode for all this stuff too. And for those of you who appreciate that kind of look and feel to your websites and your apps, you should be very happy, because you got that in spades.
I like dark mode, man.
I left it on for like a week. I tried, but at the end of the day, I couldn't keep it on there. But it was good to do it. We used it for testing. We had to try to figure out a few things, and so I mean, look at that snowboarding Christmas thing from Justin Washburn, newly added 1 minute ago. Look at this. No one's even looked at it yet, and I've put a like on it. Look,
boom.
No views, no comments, first heart, and I didn't even look at it. That's the power. And look, and again, it's got the multi-image thing built right into it. That was not there.
You should leave a comment there. Previewed in real time on.
I'll just type first. How's that? I'm gonna instead of baller, I'm gonna be the guy that types first. There we go.
Boom. There you go, Justin.
Yeah.
Watch the show. Have a record of this.
So there you go. That's it.
One thing I learned through this process, I mean, I'm not to act like I was heavily involved or anything. I wasn't, but just in what I was aware of what you guys are doing, was how complex it is and what a big machine the CAP website is, and trying to translate that to an app. It's just not something as an everyday user that I even think of. That's good. It's pretty impressive what you guys
about this. Yeah, it's been on our minds forever, right? If we weren't thinking about that, we were thinking about making the website mobile friendly. And so all of these things have been lingering for 6-8 years, right? I mean, we've known about it and known what we wanted to do. And first we were going to go mobile friendly first on the website. And then as that got delayed because I couldn't find the time to do it myself, the app just made the most sense. But it's been fun. I mean, we kind of again, we've learned a lot. We'll be able to apply what we learned there to the site when we redesign it, and it's gonna be good. Nick forgot the E too.
What's up, Nick? Come on, man. I was just on your show. I had my name written right there.
Oh man. Yes,
It's all
exactly.
good. Nick can call me whatever he wants.
That's right. I called the first time I wrote Jason's name down. I wrote it down as D'Ambrosio. Oh,
Oh,
did I hear about that? Yeah, you don't put an O at the end of there. You put an A.
you got Karen on you?
Yes, exactly. Uh, so there you have it. So everybody, I saw Kazra mentioned, yes, it is in the App Store. I can let everybody know that there will be an update. It could be Tuesday next week, but more than likely it'll be Monday. That update will have the Android overlay fix that will make the app completely usable for those of you on Android 15. Again, all three of you, but we want to accommodate all of you. And then it'll have the slide to close, which wasn't in V1, and I can't remember what other. It was not a long list. There was a formatting issue actually, where people who write their own HTML and their art descriptions, uh, it wasn't formatting right, because I was trying so desperately to fix it. I just decided, screw it. If you want to write your own HTML, you're the victim of your own poor ability to write your own HTML. And
Oh,
so
shit.
it
Bill
now
is just
supports.
throwing haymakers today.
Well, I
Just
was I was trying to be a good guy, and I'm like, I want to make sure everybody's art looks the same and their art descriptions look clean and crisp and clear and easy to read. And I probably wasted like 5 or 6 hours of programming time until I finally just gave up and said, Carl Choi, you're going to put p tags in there and line breaks. You're going to have two spaces between your paragraphs, because Robert Berman knows how to write his HTML right, and he doesn't put those extra line breaks in there, and they're going to look pretty. But it was like a balancing act. Who's going to have the better looking gallery at the end of the day? At the end of the day, it's going to look like they wrote it. So
I love it. I love it. We should have a segment, man. Like this should be a weekly segment where you get to decompress by
I've needed this for a while.
with your gripes. Like just let it go, man. Let it all out. I think you need it. I think it's healthy. I think
It
we're
is. And I'm not
you
knocking Carl Choi at all, because we actually were breaking Carl Choi's stuff while I was trying to fix it. But it was when I looked at what Carl did, I realized, well, he wrote it that way. And so, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. So, it is what it is. But yeah, we're happy. And again, an update early next week. Ideally, I would say before the end of February will be the next release. I don't want to, but I don't want to say absolutely. But that's the one where we have some cool stuff that we will list in the press release next week that will come in the V2 launch, because we're not going to wait. It's not going to take a year to get to that. We're going to push things out in meaningful, related kind of chunks. So again, better social stuff is coming in the next one, and you'll see. You'll read it in the announcement next week.
here's one that's like super low, so take this with a grain of salt.
Oh,
Is there
okay.
a reason like every time you update the app, you get signed out of it? Was that an
I don't know
active
I don't
kind
know if
of
that really happens, does it? Because I don't. Once your phone actually has like a cache memory of logins, and
Mhm.
most of the time throughout the development, when I've literally deleted the app and
Hmm.
then re-add it, I don't
Yeah.
have to log in still.
Maybe it's just me, man. Because like
I don't know.
once the new version came in, I know it
They're
signed me up,
forced.
and then it's like trying to remember. So then I go back to the website, look at my Google Password Manager.
Well,
uh,
I it may be, I don't know. I can only tell you that's what my experience is, and it's the
okay.
same on well, I can tell you on Android. I think every time I replaced it on Android, I did have to log back in, but the iPhone was much more
Hmm.
forgiving. It was like it felt like 60% of the time I did not have to log in when I was even like literally deleting the app and adding in a new beta. So and I'm not that technically savvy to explain why. Brian E in the chat, he's a technical guy. I know you mentioned single quotes and comments. I don't know about that. I'll have to look into that, Brian. And Brian said he tried to write something properly, like plural, and we stripped his apostrophe out like it was a nuclear warhead.
Oh
Baby.
shit!
So I have no idea what Andy
Take
programmed
that,
in there.
Brian.
Right. Nothing can be possessive on CAF. Sorry.
No,
Not even
no,
your
we don't
comment.
own this. We're just temporary caretakers. We're just temporary caretakers.
Exactly. So yeah. So again, overall, everything's been really positive, and I'm happy. You know, it took us a year to get it to here, but yeah, it's out, and I couldn't be happier. And I think you know, I know. I don't know where we're at downloads wise, but I think we're pushing 400 downloads. So, you
Oh
know,
wow,
without any announcement, I think that's pretty good. It's given
that's
us a
pretty
lot of
awesome.
feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
Um,
see here. What are the everybody's? Yeah, there's a lot of talking. The crux is of the biscuit is I don't even know what that means, Rick Welch. What will the first reported artwork be? That's a good question. I haven't gotten one yet, but that was just so everybody knows. Reporting artworks, that was a requirement, believe, of both stores. You know, we went through iOS first, and they straight up said, "You're a social platform. Anybody on this platform should be able to complain about anything they want on it, essentially. So they need to be able to report an artwork if they don't like it, if they find something offensive about it. And in a way, that's not too bad because we have our moderators. But you know, if somebody posts some, you know, some pornography out there and they don't lock it down, or it goes past our rules where we have to delete it, now I've got I have 400 new friends who can report that for me. Whereas before, you know, we had about a dozen moderators, and there's only one guy who actively still reports that stuff for me. You know, everybody was gung ho when they started, but and that guy knows whose he is. He's in the chat fairly regularly, but only one person really helps me out now. So that's in there. And then there's a block account. Yeah, I think it's labeled block account.
yes, there's a block account.
So what that does is and this is whereas the report artwork is something we have to manage. That's only it'll come to me and then I'll have to be like, oh yeah, that's porn. I'll restrict it and I have a way of doing that. If I were to block you, Aranga, you will no longer be able to comment on my artwork or send me an email. Not on
Hmm.
the app and not on the website. So you won't see you know, you won't see the contact form anymore. You won't be told that you've been blocked. And
I guess once you don't see the contact form, it's pretty obvious, right?
well, you might think you know, calf is broken or something. I don't know. I mean, like it's really weird. Every time I go to Bill's calf gallery, I can't see his contact box anymore.
And that
But
feature was not available on the website?
no, but that feature has been
Oh.
asked. Believe it or not, like every 4 months, I'd get somebody because you know somebody's like, you know, Joe Collector keeps you know every quarter he emails me about my you know my I don't know my Mobius artwork or something, and he won't leave me alone. I just want to I want to block him so he stops emailing me, and I'd be like, oh, that's a nice idea, but it's not in CAF. Well, now it is. So you can block somebody. It doesn't alert them that you did it, and they will never be able to communicate with you through that account again. So
I feel like it should alert you that someone blocked you, because if not, it's just passive aggressive nonsense. Just
well, but if it alerts you,
let's
you might just
put it
go
out.
out and
Let's put
create.
it all out there. Like you got blocked by blah blah blah, and then you find other ways to contact them. You're like, why'd
But
you block me? Yeah,
my reason for never having it in the past was if we did that and it told you know and it alerted them that the person's just going to create another account to be a to badger you, and I just felt like I'd rather just be sly about it and not say anything. And but you know, and I felt like they'd figure it out, and then we'd have people with 5 or 6 accounts, and at least that was my night. You know, if that's naive or not, but that was my thought 15 years ago when people started asking about
yeah, yeah,
blocking
yeah,
people.
yeah.
But so it doesn't block. I mean, you can still see me in your feed. You
Hmm.
know, and anything I post, I can still see you. It doesn't hide you from me either by blocking you. It just blocks you from being able to communicate. And that was the requirement again of the stores. If you feel you're being abused by somebody in a social app on your phone, you must have a block user function that prohibits them from contacting you, communicating with you.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that it had to work like that. I mean, that was like the first rejection we got when we submitted it about 8 weeks ago was, you're a
Get
social
it out of
app.
here.
Yeah, if you don't do that, you're never going to go live on our platform.
Man,
We were like,
John had a great idea. I don't know if you guys have thought of this, but John says like when users block each other, it should be a dashboard function so you can see daily who's blocked who, and it becomes like a public bloodfest. Like, oh, wonder what's
Dan
going
says
on
I
here.
might post a list of people I blocked. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I get it. But yeah, Dan, I know Dan had he has an Android 15. So okay, there's 4 people with an Android 15. When that release comes out next week, Dan, you'll be able to download it and you'll be happy. It'll be functional in the way that you would have liked it to be. And we all apologize for not having it work right coming out. But who would have known? I mean, I got a Pixel 2. It's 8 years old. And my beta testers, just so everybody else, James was a beta tester. He could have caught this, but he never downloaded, or he never could download, apparently, the beta versions. But I did have Steve Mussolino as a beta tester, but he had an Android 14 and never saw the problems. So, hey, we try. Everyone needs an iPhone, says number one Marvel fan. James caught it after it was released, James. After it was released. If you were beta testing it, we could have avoided that one. Uh, Antoine's asked, yes, it is still a thing. It's still on the website. It's not integrated into the app and doesn't really have a timeline to get it integrated into the app. But the IX Exchange is still a thing. Illustration collectors use it, honestly, as frequently as they did since the day we launched it. We get to a point where you want. All right, Brian, I will. You've done very well without me asking for the professional side of things, but I appreciate it. Brian sent me like 3 different emails with maybe 2 or 3 bullet points each, but they were so well written there was no way I could not know what he was talking about. It was just succinct, unlike me, who kind of talks in circles a lot, and he gets to the point, which was always nice. What did Fish say? I find there you go. That's true. So anyway, man, we should just get on with the show now. But if you haven't downloaded the app, I encourage you to do it. And again, look for the announcement next week. That is the formal announcement of the release of the app, and you'll get to see what we're going to be working on in V2. So, and you're always more than welcome to say that, talk about the things you'd like to see in it. But V3 will be more about integrating the dealer for sale and those areas as well. But it's baby steps. That stuff will be in there. Maybe you can maybe say maybe by Comic Car Live. More than likely, it'll be in there by midsummer, the latest. So all good, all very good. Man, I have not really read the chat in the last 45 minutes.
They're giving you shit that this is not. No way is this going to be a 2-hour show.
All right, but we can do it. We can do it in less than that. All right, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. It is working fine. It's working good. It's working better than fine. All right, let me close some windows here because we can get into. I'll just show the schedule really quickly because this is what Jason was really most worried about, right? He wanted to know. Look at that. I don't even have the time. There it is. Here we go. It's a short schedule. I haven't added a whole lot to this thing, but yes, as you can see, on the 15th, that will be the last Dueling Dealers episode of the month on January 15th. Anthony and Jason. Did I put an O at the end of that? Anyway, let's see. I did write this after we had our email. This is that'll be our last Dueling Dealers match between Anthony and Jason in the month of January. We're gonna take 2 weeks off after that because, of course, OAX is going on. And outside of that, what have I added in here? Jose Caballero will be on next Tuesday. I've got a special show on a Sunday. Normally, of course, we don't do shows on Sunday. This will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Marcus Rohrwild is a illustration art collector from Europe, and we're going to have him on. His art is going to be on display at OAX. And I've emailed with Marcus a few times, never talked with him directly before. So we'll have him on. We may end up having a few other exhibitors as well, maybe one other collection and another artist, but I haven't got confirmation from them yet. But a rare Sunday show at 2 p.m. Because of Marcus being in Europe. We couldn't do that during the week. And then other than that, I think everybody's seen all of these things before. And we may keep it that light. I'll be honest. I know I'm not going to be doing any heavy shows during OAX, the lead up to OAX that week. Maybe I'll put an interview in there on a Monday, but that'll be about it. I'm not going to do a show on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I will be at the venue by, I think, Wednesday night. But of course, you can see on the right, don't forget about those schedules. IC3 in March, and then the next Comic Art Live is the weekend of May 17th and 18th. So put it on your calendar right now. Don't forget. 4.5 months away. All right, now I think have I gotten through everything? I did. I got through all that. So I want to do. There's so many little things we could do, but I guess I'll show off my heritage picks really quick. I got to make this feel like a regular show, Aranga.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
I know you
Um,
are. I hear you. What do we got here? I'll keep it brief though. This was a I just this is a modern Avengers page 2011, but it's by Neil Adams and Tom Palmer. I was
oh
like, that's
wow,
kind of cool. Got two guys who worked early together, and here you get a I don't know what this Avengers 16.1 story was, but I was like, shit, that's kind of cool. Getting two old professionals back together for an Avengers story, and you get Spidey's on there, the Thing, Iron Fist. And they kind of,
I
yeah.
love that first panel, man.
Oh yeah, the first panel was like got me. I was like, that's awesome.
So good.
Yeah, no, that's so it's a cool page. Again, it's probably a little more Palmer than Adams, but you can see Adams' influence in that.
For sure.
And Alex Horley, I've always enjoyed his paintings. I think he's somebody. I mean, I'm sure he's still active. I don't see a lot of new art posted to CAF from him, but I just always thought his stuff was cool. He always exhibited in the Pittsburgh Comic Con that I'd go to when I first started collecting original art, and he was one of the like first painters that I saw regularly. So Lobo, everybody likes Lobo, and I think this is a published interior splash to boot.
Oh wow. Interior.
Yeah,
That looks like a
exactly. I mean, it's
cover.
not even a cover. I know. That's what did it say? It says page Lobo Unbound, issue 5, page 22. So that
Wow.
might be like the end page as
Wow.
well. Then I'm a sucker for Mike Grell Warlord, so I had to show this one off. It's from issue 50, and Bob Smith inks on it. So nothing terribly special, but I don't know. I love Grell from this era. It's one of the few DC books that I picked up because Sword and Sorcery, it was cool. I was big into D&D at the time, so yeah, I like Grell
Honestly,
stuff.
still holds up, man. It's a classic style, but I it wouldn't be too out of place in a book today.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah, he draws a nice looking woman
Mm-hmm.
and a good horse too.
Good horse. Is that a unicorn?
I know it. I was just gonna say this. I think that's a fake unicorn. Gerald Perel. There's actually a couple of Perel pieces up in this auction. The other one was a painted piece. I can't remember what the hell it was. I picked this one first. A death illustration, which I just thought was kind of cool. I like the composition, kind of cramming the figure into the space. Um, the other piece was pretty nice too. Almost swayed me, but I stuck to my guns since I picked this one first.
I love Perel's work, man. This looks, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have picked this as him. I mean,
Mhm.
but upon closer inspection, maybe like he's got a great eye for composition and design, man, in the way he puts things together.
Agreed on that. Oh, you know what? There it was right there. It was that one. It was the painted spider woman.
Yeah. So this is like 10 seconds before the Manara piece.
Wait a minute. I didn't even notice the old guy hanging out the window, checking out the view. Look at that.
Perv.
So this is like people on CAF that sign up for their accounts that they leave active for 10 minutes. I know the keyword searches, everybody, because I get to look at my Google Analytics reports to see what searches bring people in, and there's one search that the pervs go after. I'm not going to repeat it.
Is it okay?
I'll just say
Is it high on the list?
well-known.
Like, is it top 5?
It's up there. It's a well-known
Wow.
actress and dressed as a well-known character, and that illustration, and she's not even like totally. It's not even like a really risque image. But if you type in her and that character, it's like number one, and it gets a lot of views. So anyway, I'll leave that up
Ooh.
to you.
Is it Sydney Sweetie? Bill, just tell us. I mean, we're already like premium members. Like, we're not gonna cancel.
Maybe what we need to put something in the app like that. The premium member. Where we can hash out stuff like this and share the secrets of CAF. If we have that, I will create that, and I will tell all. I'll write a tell-all book. That would be good. I'll just open up the doors to the Google Analytics, and you can see all the searches. There's actually some really bizarre ones. There's a John Byrne related search that brings in a ton of people from a book that it's like I have no mouth and I cannot scream or something. I can't even know what the hell the title of it is, but somebody has the whole story posted on CAF, and it like brings in like 500 people a month from Google. I mean, and
Wow.
it's such an obscure title, and yet it's like one of the top 10 keyword sets that drives people into the site. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I feel like I'm glad it's there. It's driving traffic, but what it is and what it's from, I do not know.
But Bill, you're not gonna tell us who the actress is. It's not Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow.
Oh man, that would, yeah, I'd be searching on that one, but no, it's not. I will say that the character is Wonder Woman. I give you
Oh,
that. That's that's half. It is Wonder Woman.
did
Come
not
on, everybody wants to see some actresses in a tiara. That's all I
did
have to
not
say.
pick that one.
I know. I
Was
mean, there would be other ones at the top of my list,
yeah, yeah.
but
Jason said the quiet part aloud, and he said the Sydney Sweeney search is James doing it once a day. James, I wasn't gonna
um,
mention it, man, but Jason is out here putting your business on the streets.
I it doesn't surprise me. But what did somebody tell me? No, there's no bad publicity. So who I don't know. Maybe
There's no
whatever
such
James
thing
is.
as bad publicity.
Yeah, is that what it is? So Jason, you can go out there and well, just throw it all down. James Siegel is in someone's fan club. Oh, Gal Gadot. Oh, okay.
The Sydney Sweeney
Uh,
fan club, her only
it-
fan club.
this might go. Yeah, exactly. This might go over 2 hours now. I think. But all right, what do we got here? Sam Keith. What did I pick this? This is from an alien book from like, oh yeah, Dark Horse 1990. I don't know. It's Sam Keith,
Man, still great.
1990.
Still
Yeah,
great. I don't know why that soldier reminds me of Pip.
that's
I think
funny.
his
It
like
does, doesn't it?
whatever his listen device looks like a year,
Yeah, you're right.
like Pip Patrol.
That's this is cool though. I
That's
like
pretty
it.
damn nice though, man.
I mean, classic, goofy anatomy on that face there from Sam Keith. But no, it's awesome. So there's that. And I've never read that book. I'd say I've probably never read any of these things in here. I just picked this one for the hell of it. Platt's been killing his show illustrations, right? Since he's kind of come back on the circuit. So I figured, yeah,
Yeah, he's
show
doing
that off.
covers for Marvel again too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well, he deserves it. He's still got the chops, man. I've it seems like every show he goes to, 4 or 5 new, usually bus shots like this one get
Mhm.
posted to the calf. They're always freaking awesome.
And
So,
he's gotten better too. Um, I think anyway. Like even some of his recent cover work, pretty nice to see him back on. Doing that kind of stuff.
hmm let's see here. Next up, another kind of a commissiony piece. This one from Assad, with Thor.
It's sad.
Again, solid. I wouldn't mind owning that one. I mean, it's not like I've heard commissions are hard to get sometimes from him, but here's a good one. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all.
But I'll say this about Assad, man. I mean, if you're at a show that he's drawing at,
That's true.
that dude will pump them out, man. And he does like really good stuff at shows. So this is a show commission.
hmm
100% certain about
I've seen
that.
him, yeah, when he goes to New York Comic Con. I've seen
Yeah,
him get a lot of work done. So yeah, again, very nice piece, and it should be affordable, and it's a guaranteed pickup. Then here's an Eddie Barrows Suicide Squad cover.
nice.
Um, I mean, I like Barrows' stuff. Obviously, we get to see a lot of it on CAF, and I just thought this was I like the composition. It makes
Who
a
inked
fun
that?
cover.
Is it,
Eddie Barrows.
no, who inked it?
Oh, who inked it? I'm sorry.
Is it
Ebear? Is it?
okay? Yeah, I think that's the guy who regularly inks them, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So this is Suicide Squad 22. Brian E says Barrows is a favorite of his. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, we got 2 more pieces here. Now, Larry Todd, I meant to go do some research because there's a couple Larry Todd pieces up there. This is from 1972. And the other piece was kind of, looked as kind of underground and weird as this one. I think the other one might have been even a little more weird, but I dig the style. When I see this, it reminds me of like some of the old zines and stuff that I'd pick up,
Mhm.
or maybe an old, I don't know. I don't want to say it would be like heavy metal, but a lot of the older, 70s magazines and things, but a little different. I just think I like it. I mean, I don't know anything about the piece or the artist, but I mean, I'd want to own this. I think it's great.
It looks like something out of like the outlaw comic scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because let me see here. Air Pirates Funnies #1, 1972. It says it's from a 2-page story, and I think What was the other one? Yeah, this piece right here. This is definitely, has a more underground feel. But oh no, see, but they're in space still too. It's just because they're inside. But look at the way the faces are drawn, the lettering. I I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, man, the more I look at it, yeah, I'll have to throw some bids on these just because they're fun and they deserve to make some money. But I gotta find. I have no idea who Larry Todd is. Let's
I
get weird, says Dan T. It is a little Corbinish. You're right. Yeah, I'll give it that. And and then Kim Deitch. Don't see too much Kim Deitch on there. A little weird. I like the image on the right a lot. It was like kind of a Carney Barker.
Yeah.
I thought it's kind of everything you'd want in a Deitch piece. I don't know. I'm not even, but this is what 1988. So fun, and I mean, I can't even say I've ever seen anything by them on Heritage before. At least certainly that I've highlighted. Nick Brucci says, "Wow, yeah, it's rare. I mean, you just don't see this stuff too often." So there you go. My Heritage picks, right there.
Nice.
See, we're only 20 minutes until the 2-hour mark.
We got this, man. 1 minute per selection.
But before I do that though, I have to show off the EXP video.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. So we got that, and then we have to jump into the CAF update. I'm going to run through that. So I don't think we're even going to get to that until about the 2-hour mark. But that's okay. We got plenty of time.
We're good.
What do I got to do? I got a meeting in the morning, but that's okay. All right, so let's take a look at the EXP video. Nick Barucci's in the chat. We know he's going to have his show tomorrow at 7 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram, and all those other places he streams to. We'll get to see what he's bringing for sale tomorrow.
Everybody, this Friday, January 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we'll have our first original art experience of the year, and we're going to come in with a bang with a lot of Bagley. And I got something cool to show you here that I'll show you at the end. So, Friday, January 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I said that already. Hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable New Year's celebration. And here's for the year to be prosperous for all of us. So, starting off with one Bagley cover, we've got Silverhawks #1, cover by Mark Bagley. Mark is no longer exclusive with Marvel. He's been doing Dynamite covers. This is a FOC special cover. This is going to be rare, but out of all the covers he's doing for us, this is the first one that'll see print. So it'll be historic in that way too. Then we have Patrick Scherberger, Gen Next, #1, page 2. Then we've got Detective Annual 8, 2 sequential pages. I'm going to double check, page 15 and 16. Origin of the Riddler. These pages are really hard to come by. I pieced them together over the years, but it's time to let them go because I'll never put together the entire book. It's time to call it a day. It happens. Then we have Captain Britain by Leonard Kirk and Jay Leistein. We'll get back to the Bagley. I did decide to put the Savage Sword of Conan cover rough by Barry Windsor Smith up for sale. I think it's the cover to 179. As we talked about last week, Earl Norham ended up painting the cover, and the only difference is that Conan is facing front right at you. Then this is an Amazing Spider-Man 56 cover by John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. We had some fun last week talking about doing it as a best offer, which I wasn't up for doing. Then we have these Kieran Dwyer thing pages. And we've got 3 sequential pages. I always find it cool to have sequential pages whenever possible. And then for more Bagley, we have Venom War cover rough by Mark Bagley. Check it out. Then we have Venom War, the other #1 cover sketch. So I got to find out. Amy will find out for me which one was published. Then we have Venom War Spider-Man #2 cover sketch. Then Spider-Boy #13 cover sketch. Then Superior Spider-Man #7 cover sketch, the published and the unpublished. And then there's 2 Godzilla #1 cover sketches. They're exactly the same. I'll find out from Spencer why I got 2 of them, but this is the final published cover. Really, really cool. Now, these are not for sale, but I will show them on Friday. Jonathan Lau has been drawing most of Space Ghost digitally. I asked him if he was ever going to view any published pages physically. And so, starting with issue 4, he started to draw one page in each issue physically so that I could buy it. And this is the cover to Space Ghost 7, which I thought was awesome, in homage to Superman 230, I think, 233, the famous Neil Adams cover. So not for sale, but I will do a show and tell. So this Friday, January 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the original art experience. Hit that thumbs up, share, sharing is caring. Look forward to seeing you then.
Oh man, and I have to say, there's one gentleman who likes to send me, nasty grams through the app he sent to. Uh, I will reply to him today, but I know he's watching. He never comments anymore, and I'm usually happier for it. He likes to comment in other places that I don't care about as well. But he's a piece of work. But more power to you, man. I'll reply to your email and let you know that you should probably keep yourself locked to the website and never use the app if I were you.
Oh,
So there you go. I'm still feeling it.
still
But
feisty, ladies and gentlemen.
I won't name names. I'm sure he won't claim that spot in the
I
chat
can
either.
guess.
Oh, you couldn't guess. This is a
Oh.
nameless, non-important person who likes to
Oh,
say
but
this.
he used to
He
be.
sent me
He
two
used to watch
messages,
the
but
show.
well, I gotta say this. He's sending me the messages through the app. So, yeah, exactly.
What a
I
tool.
won't say anything more. But I could read it.
Nay, man, shame.
I'd read it,
Shame.
but I just it would just bring everybody to tears, either good or bad tears.
Block. You have the block button now, Bill.
Oh, but no, but you can't stop them from using the support form.
Oh, that's right. I guess.
I'll just I'll just file these away in the well, whatever. You'll get. Trust me, you're in the audience right now. I will reply to it, and I'll tell you the same thing. Stick to the website. You'll be a happier man. There you go.
Yeah, I just want to say I was on Nick's show last week, and I had a really great time. So I hope.
That's not the show I'm talking about.
Oh no! I know.
That's where all the cool people hang out too. Generally.
Yeah, I know that's not the show you were talking about. I thought you were closing the topic. My fault.
Oh no,
Let's re-engage, Bill.
All right, yeah, let's get back to this. Let's try to get the pick started by 11 p.m. Eastern. So,
dude, I'm not in a hurry. You know that, right?
I'm not in a hurry either. I'm actually having a good time.
Yeah,
I haven't felt felt this way in a while. Feels good to vent a little bit. All right, where were we? Okay, calf update. You do the calf update. We dealers. It was it's the holidays. This is the week of what was it? The 23rd through the 29th. So I mean, nobody was buying, nobody was selling. I mean, I was at Berkey's and even he was lamenting the low sales that week.
People were posting though.
Yes. Oh yeah, there was as soon as there was a lot of art getting posted on calf. That's why we're up to. We're like at 6.5, 6.6 thousand pieces of art per month on the site. But I mean, you can see right now we're at like 7.3, 7.4. So yeah, people were, when they had their downtime, they didn't have to go to work. So they were posting stuff. They just weren't buying. There's no new flavors of Zevia, unless there's something you know that I don't know, Jason. Southern Comic Geek. Anyway, slow week. Dealers $78,000 in sales compared to the slow week prior to that, which was $135,000 in sales. Ramita Man made he had 30,000. Albert had 18. Panel Page had 10, and Splash Page only had 7. So it was a slow week, but everybody was taking that week off. The number,
though, right?
Oh yeah, heck yeah. I mean, it'd be almost embarrassing if I mean, come on, it's Christmas. Are you supposed to be out there buying comic art for yourself? Unless you're buying it for your bud, and that doesn't happen too often. Or your spouse, then yeah, you should be thinking about other things.
Yeah.
But all right, here, top 6 sales from dealers last week. Where is that button? Doggone it. Here it is. All right. So like I said, 78,000 in sales. Elon Musk made more than that in the last 10 seconds, probably in the last second in his portfolio. But then we have this Love and Rockets Volume 2 page by Jaime and Gilbert. And this one went for $12,000, sold by Albert, of course. I don't think anybody sells more Hernandez art than him. Maybe Scott. Then Tales of Suspense 68 page. This is page 9. Don Heck and Mike Esposito. Went for $7,800, sold by Mike. We have a Ditko Tales of Suspense 33 page, another Ditko wonderful page. I wouldn't mind owning this, even though it's got no spandex in it. It's a good classic one. Berkey sold that one too. And Albert sold this Sam Keith Batman the Max Arkham, what is it? Arkham Dreams, issue 5, page 13, page for $6,500. We have a, what is this? Kurt Swan, Ramita Man sold this one $4,500. It's from World's Finest 73. Batman as a Swami. Okay. Mike writes the best descriptions. And then, what is this? First Blade issue, exclamation point. Dracula 10, Gene Colan, Jack Abel, sold for $4,000. I like that last panel with him running away with the ha-ha-has in there. That was kind of cool. But
so that was like the issue where Blade first appeared. Is that?
That's what the description says. Dracula 10, page 12, very first Blade issue. Drac throughout, biting a babe, 1973. That's the title that Mike wrote.
Biting a babe.
Biting
Only
a babe.
Mike. Only
As if we, you know what? As if we needed that descriptor in there. We can see it. He's biting a babe, but he's got to let us. He's got to remind us. And he can't even call him Dracula. He calls him Drac. Like
Drac.
Like they're on a first name basis
Yeah.
or something. Oh man, I have not taken anything before the show, everybody. I'm literally, this is what Aranga brings this out. I can't wait to hang out, man. In 3 weeks. This is great.
Hey man, I'm here to encourage this behavior. I think it's healthy. I think it's very, very healthy. And I think people want to know. People have the right to know. This should be. This should be. I mean, you're not a robot, Bill. You have feelings. You have frustrations, and I think you need an avenue. It doesn't need to be an entire show, a segment with like Bill's gripes. You just call people.
Every time
out
we bring you on the show, we know what kind of show that's going to be, Aranga.
Call people out on their shit, dude. Just yeah, you're just like 7 days a week. You have to be on your game.
I needed this. I can tell you that
segment to set some fires. Like come in there with your flamethrower and be like, hey, here's this jackass like emailing me through the app. Get him. Bitching with Bill. That's what Dave Kopecky said. I will say, Marcus, earlier, we skipped it. We skipped the comment. I saw it. But he coined like a fantastic new nickname for you when we were talking about the app and data, and it was Data Ray Bill.
Thank you, Marcus.
I thought it was damn cool. Data Ray Bill. Yeah, flamethrower segment with Bill. I think the hobby would be better for it.
Yeah, that is true. And Marcus says, without my adult sites, I'm no longer. I need to have other ways to vent. Okay, that's probably If you hadn't heard, I think in Florida, I read this on Yahoo today. It said something like all the porn sites are blocked from people in Florida now. I have no idea. I haven't had the chance to go check them out lately. But I guess when I do, I'm going to be really disappointed. Florida has decided to block access.
VPN time, baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
Logging in from Germany. But you don't want like your.
You know what? I'll just log in from Ohio.
To what Germans
in Ohio, you can do anything there. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Yes. Thank you, Marcus. All right. So where do we go from here? Auction sales. Auction sales $270,000 that week, and compared to $317. eBay's been going down. I think what was eBay that to $64,000 for eBay. So a light week for them, but average for Heritage because they made up 200,000 plus of that. I got it to 56. Is that the thumbs up? Everybody, what do we got like 88 people watching the show right now. We should have 88 thumbs up right now. Come on, everybody. Where's Nick? Nick's okay. 5 likes to 60. He's in there helping everybody get us there. All right. All right. Let's see. Top 6 sales. 3 from eBay, then 3 from Heritage. What were they? And again, 270 is the total. We first have what do we got? eBay. This is a Gene Colan Daredevil painted piece. It says it's $39.99. That's got I'm gonna guess that was probably more of a make offer piece, but cool to see a painted Gene Colan. Yeah. 2001. There's a second signature on that.
That's what I was wondering. What the heck is that second signature?
Yeah, that could be like, wasn't it Gutierrez that used to work with him? But then this is Tim Sale here. It's
this is gorgeous, man.
Yeah, this was nice. $37.50 on that one. Then there was this Sal Buscema Incredible Hulk 224 page. that went for $2,600. And then that was eBay. Those are the top three from eBay. The top three from Heritage. There is, you knew this one. I didn't even show this last week because I've shown these before. Steve Rude Nexus number 2 page went for $11,400.
Holy smokes! I didn't know that's what those things went for.
Those early pages are in demand. Then, John Romita Sr., $8,400. It was sold on Heritage. Yeah, best wishes, Spidey. That's a strong price. But hey, you take them if you can get it. Then this is, what is this? Sarah Richard, a Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons cover. And yeah, this one went for $5,760 on Heritage.
Man, that Spidey sketch for $8,400.
I know. I mean,
Zoinks.
I know. I mean, I would have rather, if it was in pencil, $8,400. The marker is what throws it off for me. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even like, yeah. I'm not even commenting on like the art itself or anything, but it's crazy what's happened to those sketch prices.
Right. I mean, I got that. What was it? What is it? The double? Okay, it's Maureen's piece of art. Maureen's art. But it was the, Gwen and Mary Jane piece, the head sketches, and I think when I got those were like 3, but they're all pencil, as big as that Spidey was, and that to me seems more like what the market it would be. So whatever. Hey, it's a full figure. We typically see only head sketches from John Romita Sr. out there, so that would, I guess, be the other thing. It is rare to see a full figure Spidey sketch. So congrats to whoever got it. Put it up on CAF if you do. Hey, and there we go. We broke 60 likes. Thank you, Nick Barucci, for bringing us across that finish line. And Jason's commenting on Felix, because Felix loves that early Rude Nexus market. I can't imagine that Felix goes out and buys every page, because he's pretty much got some of the best pages I've seen from the early Nexus stuff. He doesn't need to buy anymore, but it does help establish a price point.
Sure,
definitely. All right, so we can go into the picks now, man. Let's see. Let me get the right screen shared here, and you get to start us off because you're the guest.
Oh, right on.
Let's see here. Where is it? Close that one, and we start off with a Thor cover by Lionel Yu.
Yeah. This one, it's a really unusual Thor cover, right? I've never seen one like this. At first sight, like, I love the lighting on it, man. Just love everything about it, the way this is lit. But at first, before I started looking at it closer, I thought it was like a dead Thor, like on a Viking ship on his, being sent off to Valhalla. But then I noticed the bolts around his neck and the stitches on his neck and stuff. So this is some kind of Franken Thor. I don't know, man. I love Linnell's work. This is very different from some of the stuff I've seen from him. I love his use of the of lighting and stuff here. So this stood out pretty well in thumbnail view.
I first thought it was Thor 2 until I saw all the stitch marks. I was like, what is this? This is a story I have not read. But but yeah, you could tell just from the inking style. So, because Lionel does a lot of the kind of just tick marks and stuff, and it looks very much like his style, and it's cool. And I'm very curious now about the storyline for this. What was this Thor 8 number 8 cover?
Yeah, I don't know. I should go back and check it out too, but it's so rad, man. I just think it's I've never seen a Thor cover that looks like this. And then like it's obvious now, because when I first saw it, I thought he was laying down on a Viking ship, and I thought those were candles, etc. So he was being, they were doing Thor's dead kind of thing. But no, it's electrical conduits or whatever. That's definitely a nod to Frankenstein,
without question.
Yeah. So it definitely stood out. Pretty cool. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Well, congrats.
And I don't know who WA is.
I don't either. But how long have they been on CAF? Well, 4 years. So, and they're in Canada. Well, welcome to CAF. 4-year veteran of the site now. Then I have to say I picked a Marcus piece as well. I didn't. Well, that's okay. So Marcus gets well, he sent me a gift. So we're
Little
kind of
double love, little
yeah,
double love.
exactly.
I love this, man. I know it's so much fun. I love this for all the reasons. I love Mannix's work as well. It's a
Hmm.
different spin on these characters. It's fun, but also it's not just an easy thing. There's a lot of skill involved in how this is done. It's very it's got a design heavy aesthetic to it. I think it's great, and y'all know I love Ghost Rider, but it's such a unique piece, and I believe Marcus said in his comments that this is the birthplace of Sandeep Menon, and the artist is Sandeep Menon. But because this is the first piece on CAF by him. So yeah, very cool, man. It's just fun. Great colors too.
I agree. I mean, it stood out as a thumbnail. When you were browsing through the site, whether
Mhm.
I kind of hit got a lot of likes, so it was popping up in a lot of the trending lists, and I had no idea it was Marcus's, and I had no idea who the artist was. But I mean, the colors are just vibrant on it, and you're right. I mean, they layering in the red over the outfit here. I mean, again, it's all smart stuff, and it works really well. I like it, and it literally looks like it could be a patch, right? I
Yeah,
mean. That's like should be a biker's shoulder patch or something,
exactly.
and it
Great
wouldn't be
design,
compelling.
like perfect, like that circular motif there. And look, it also like Bill, doesn't it look to you like he layered the reds and the yellows or after coloring the jacket black already?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, just
Yeah.
no. This is cool, but I did not read the comment in it. Unfortunately, I'll have to go back and read that. No
Yeah.
P tags in his. He does not do what Carl Choi does. Uh, but it's all one sentence. But again, I thought this is great. It's graphic, graphically designed well, and I love it.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Marcus and see how I can get my hands on one of these because I love it. Love it.
There you go. Apparently we crossed the 2 hour mark. Thank you for letting us know,
And
Dan.
you love it, Dan. You love it.
Yes, we do. And everybody probably knows which piece of Marcus's I picked, but
Mm.
we'll see. Now, who's CAF Gallery in now? AG,
Yeah.
8-year member of CAF, and this is a Dylan Dog cover.
Hmm. By
And-
Fabrizio de Tommaso. And
Yes,
I first saw Fabrizio's work. I may be wrong about this, but he was with Cadence towards the end there, or he had just joined Cadence.
I
So
think that's right. Yeah.
yeah, and I think he's with someone else right now. But he does really great work, man. I believe he's starting to do some more cover work in like Big Two stuff. But it was for me, it was the lighting on this and the transitions from the dark into the light. Some of those values and the contrast. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Again, another one that stood right out when I looked at it on the thumbnails.
Hmm. Nope, same here. And I have yet to read any Dylan Dog book, but the more I see of the art, the more I feel like an idiot for not, because
Yeah.
the art's just freaking fantastic. I forget what site I was on the other day. It was a European site that had like newer Dylan Dog artwork, and I'm like, and it's not even that expensive. You can't read any of it, but the art's great. I'm gonna have to. I'd tell everybody the name of the site, but I can't even remember because it was before I left for the holidays. If I can dig it up, I'll let people know. But they had a lot of good stuff. But it makes me want to own a page from Dylan Dog, and probably not a cover like this. But I want to start reading it. I mean, I love anything that crosses into horror, like clearly these Dylan Dog stories too. So
I'm with you,
thank
man.
you.
I've never read it. I'm aware of it. It's like a European institution.
And how
But
it's been around forever. It's like if a book can last that long,
yeah,
and a story and a character, it's got to be good.
and it's had some primo artists work on it, man. I mean, there's a lot of
Mhm.
love for it in Europe. So it's really embarrassing that we're not that I wouldn't say interested, but like it exposed to it. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if do they do translated editions.
You would think that they would, right? Because
Yeah.
typically, a lot of, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of the Dylan Dog interiors that I've seen, they do the word balloons blank, right? Because they expect to, they actually draw them on the page, or they used to, but they wouldn't print them because
Hmm.
they would do translated editions. So I know that I've seen Dylan Dog interiors like that, but you're right. Do I go to my local comic shop and find a Dylan Dog translated trade paperback on the shelf? I haven't seen one.
No,
That's why I never think about it.
but
But they
I
got to be
should
out
probably
there.
look for it. It's got to be out there. I mean, I know England's not a part of Europe anymore, but whatever.
And I don't know what. Oh, I know what Necron is. Yeah, I like the art. You're right. I probably shouldn't read it, but on a night like tonight, maybe I should. Tony Harris here with
Yes,
this Detective Comics 1090 variant cover.
yes. I love Tony's work, man. And I especially love it when he kind of leans into these graphic, really bold, high contrast um stuff. This is just, I mean, the negative space on the stairs, the doves turning into bats, and the bats making the bat symbol in the background, nesting his parents like inside his figure like that. I don't know, just it's just badass. It's a decent amount of thought put into it. I'm not entirely sure about the way his dad kind of melds into the rendering.
Right.
But it kind of makes him look like he's got some Rachel Ghoul like facial hair thing going on there.
I
But
I thought the same thing before I zoomed in on it. I was like, is that a beard? What is that?
yeah,
But yeah,
the
but
pearls.
no, but again, it's a cover that only Tony can kind of dream up, right? I
Mhm.
mean, I love the rail on the stairway. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fantastic, and yeah, no, it's great, and I
And-
love his work. He has this quality, like this lino cut kind of feel to the way he handles his line, his ink work. That
yeah.
feels like it's been cut, into linoleum and printed. I just love his style, and yeah, he's a incredible designer.
And
So
this one, it's one of those rare things that he actually had an inker on it, because I'm not used to seeing Tony do anything other than inking himself most of the time.
I didn't even
We
realize
got
that.
Jeremy Clark inked this. How much do you think Jeremy Clark hated him for having to ink that staircase?
I don't know. I got an email from Jeremy recently. I'll ask him.
I mean, just look at that detail in between going in and out of the blacks, and like,
Right.
there's curves in there and like little tiny. Oh, Jeremy
Well,
must
you
have
just wonder
been.
what the pencils look like. Did he really just
Yeah,
draw the negative space and put little X's in them, to kind of
draw
highlight it,
stairs.
or did he draw or did he actually? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
question for Jeremy actually.
hmm,
To see if he has a copy of what the pencils look like. I'd love to see it.
well,
Because it looks like Jeremy did, some heavy lifting on the inks here.
uh, yeah. I mean, this is so complicated. I would never even thought that it wasn't Tony doing the ink
They
on it.
did not pay Jeremy enough for it. I can tell you, whatever they paid him, they didn't pay him enough for it.
Especially when the cut came out for the book and he didn't get this cover to
Yeah,
sell on, so that would have been like,
like
damn.
let me get this one. Yeah.
Oh man, well, congrats. This is Jeremy. Wait a minute, it's
Oh no.
Jeremy. That's why Jeremy emailed me. He emailed me. Gosh, it was either today or yesterday. I'll have to go back and I didn't reply to it because I
I
got
didn't put that
sidetracked.
together, Bill. Is that
I
for
didn't
sale?
either. I, what's that? Is it for sale? I don't know.
It's
Is
not a
it?
for
No,
sale
it's not
piece,
for
right?
sale. He's smart. Yeah, he's gonna hold on
Look
to
at
that.
that.
Hold on.
And like I read the comments and it says pencils by blah blah blah. I didn't even look at like that the user that
Was
who
it,
posts
that
on
it was
the
Jeremy? Yeah, no, there you go.
Yikes.
Cool. Well,
Yikes.
I mean, Jeremy does good work. He definitely
Yeah.
does, and yeah, I'll have to. I'm remembering his email now. Man, I'll tell you, I'm getting so many emails a day. I'm having a hard time keeping up. So if anybody has been waiting for a reply since Christmas, I do apologize. It's tough to keep up with stuff these days. I'm just hitting the ones where there's a fire burning. It feels like, or right before the show, there was a guy who emailed me 2 weeks ago, and I was like, and it just hit me that I hadn't replied to him, and I emailed him saying, "I'll reply to you tomorrow." It's so bad. I'm just about to start a show, but I remembered I was supposed to email you.
Nah.
Anyways, well, congrats, Jeremy. Not only did you do amazing work on this, but you get to keep it too.
Yeah,
That's cool.
fantastic, Jeremy.
The colors on this one, man, just they are so damn vibrant, and the tarot around them is, I mean, it's just cool. It's like a
Yeah,
tarot card to begin with.
and it's Rambutang. I guess that's how you say his name.
Hmm.
Um, he's also on Jiggy's crew. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I love the body language on the piece. I love the perspective of it. When I first saw this posted online somewhere, I just ran into it, like maybe on Instagram or whatever. I guess the filter that they had used made me think it was a digital piece. But it's obviously not. I mean, you can see it looks like a combination of color marker work and maybe some pencil. I don't think it's paint. I don't know if John Amore is still in the chat. He might know, but it's great, man. It's really great. He had a piece up with Cyclops and Jean Grey, similar to this. That was also really great. But unfortunately, by the time I had no idea he was on Jiggy's team at that time when I ran into the work. But it's pretty dang neat.
It definitely is. I love the colors in it. That
Yeah.
very hot orange.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, great looking piece.
Indeed. James Siegel. Yeah, James is in the chat, and I'm chatting with him on Facebook at the same time. Sorry, everybody. James is letting me know. I forgot to tell James that the beta version I sent him that fixed the overlay thing. It had another bug in it, but I didn't care about the other bug. I just wanted to know if the overlay got fixed, properly, and he was the only one that could test it. But I forgot to tell him about the other thing. So he's like, "Hey, Bill, this thing doesn't work."
BT Dubs, Bill. BT Dubs.
Oh man! All right, so let me get my like on this one. And again, who's the collector? Mugen R, a 2-year member of CAF. Then we have a Nightwing in the collection of Hassan T.
Yeah.
Who is the artist on this?
Marshall Toledano.
Toledano.
Yeah. Love this guy's work, man. Every time I never miss a chance to highlight his work. I particularly like that he kind of uses a mix of ink and watercolor on there. I believe that's watercolor. I think it does look kind of vibrant, but I'm pretty sure it is. Or
Yeah, it does say paint watercolor on the media type.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
he does really great, especially cities, man. He draws these cities in perspective. Like he's done some Spidey 29, not 2099, Miles Morales pieces. One of him kind of like in the movie where he's falling upside down to a city. Just he did everything I see from him is fantastic, and this is no exception. So I also really like I said, the fact that he uses a mix of outline inking and watercolor in his work, which is pretty cool. That always appeals to me.
It's nice. I like the style. It's only got 2 comments, everybody, so you can add a few more. He's got more likes than comments. 6 likes, 2 comments, 32 views. This one needs a little bit more love from our
I think so. Hassan T. I don't know who that is, but we got you, Hassan.
Next up. I mean, this one was kind of hard not to.
Yeah, it was. I felt like this was such an obvious choice. But if that's why I sent you an extra pick in case both of us kind of ended up whatever.
I almost picked it, and you know what? The only reason I didn't pick it was, I mean, I figured everybody had seen it, and I thought maybe you might get it. But the other reason was I was actually going to make this be the cover graphic for the show, and then I realized, that I had the commission that Tom McDonald got as my commission, from the show before. I'm like, oh, I can't do Watchmen twice on 2 consecutive shows, so I just totally was like, I'm not gonna pick this one, and then you picked it, so it worked out.
Yeah, I was on the fence about picking it, but I don't know. There's 2 things about it, right? Like it's there's multiple things about it. Rorschach, right? I'm so glad they went with the trench coat, dear God, and the pads. But also, I looked at this and the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh wow, Gibbons. He resisted the urge to put Dr. Manhattan's dong in the piece. And then I looked closer and I was like, oh, he didn't. He didn't really
He did
resist
not
being
resist the urge.
there.
I kind of thought he did too up until I zoomed in. I did not click on it before.
Yeah. He went with the in out of the darkness came. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also funny that this piece, like being a design, and obviously it predates the Watchmen book, but the signature is Moore and Gibbons. It's signed Moore and Gibbons in there. The other really cool thing about this was, again, I've heard stories about how pieces show up at cons and people get word of it and word starts spreading and it ignites a bidding war, if you will. And I got to see this happen live, like at San Diego, where this was walking around the shop, around the show floor, and I got to hear about kind of, okay, it's up to this now, and it's up to that, and it was very informal, like it wasn't in a hall and being held up. It's just a dude walking around with it, and people hearing about it, and friends telling other friends, and offers coming in at numbers that were like, eye popping. So I thought it was that was a really neat part of the experience for me of seeing that happen. Again, I don't know who was bidding on it or names or whatever, but just to kind of see how it was happening was pretty cool.
Well, it ended up in a good home in Chris Kay's calf gallery, where a lot of good artwork, including other Watchmen artwork by Gibbons, has wound up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's it's fantastic. And I was at San Diego. I'm my ear is clearly not to the same ground that yours is, Araga, because I didn't hear anything. But
oh, really? Yeah, it was. I could have sworn you were. We know who it was.
I know. Right. We talked.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow I managed to miss out on this, but that's okay. I mean, shoot, we get to see it now. We get to see it every day.
If only you'd known, Bill, you could have put in a bid. We might be talking about this differently.
All my stock in my company. That's all I got these days. Oh man, but yeah, I'm glad that Chris got this though. I mean, his collection is just amazing. He could have a mini museum of his own collection. He just has so many stellar pieces, and I don't know. I admire collectors like that. He's like Felix. He only gets the good stuff, and
Right.
and not even, and when you say good stuff, it's like it's the creme de la creme. It's the stuff at the top that most of us only dream about. That he's able to add in, and it's not always like it's the most expensive stuff, but he just has a really good eye on. I love his collection. And I do and in the app I do watch his calf gallery, so I never miss anything. You should too.
I should be. I'm remiss to say I'm not watching it, but I should be.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. It's okay. What do we got here? Dan Mora. This is Matthew P's calf gallery.
Yeah. Moore just he just kind of gets superheroes, man. I think he's such a great like superhero artist. Every time I see something from him, there's a real like classic take on a lot of the stuff he does, but it's obviously super modern. This is like the top half of this cover is an Archie cover, right?
Yeah,
right? They're sharing a Sunday. Yeah, and then it gets nightmarish as you get to the bottom, but just kind of the way the figures are highlighted, and it's just a fun cover. It's something I haven't seen before. I could, to be honest with you, I could probably have done without Doomsday in this. I think just those two characters and figuring it out and making that bottom area a little darker, or craters or whatever, but it is what it is, man. I just think it's an interesting cover, and Mora just always seems to do. He gets it. He gets the genre.
Yeah, they might have done. I checked to see if the published image was there. They might have made it more dark or whatnot, and in the colors, right? Maybe he kind of knew what they were going to do there, so he left all the detail in and let the colorists kind of do their thing. I don't know though.
Yeah, because I mean that red is going to stand out like crazy. The red of the capes against that circular motif there, which I don't know what that is. Maybe there's a planet in the background. I don't know. Maybe that's
what I wanted to see. I don't know. I can't.
You filmed that in digitally? Matthew P. Come on, man. Put the published image in there.
You know, it's like funny. I tend to not look at but yeah, this is one where we need more information.
Yeah, I almost want to say there's like probably a digital edition, and that's the Earth because they're on the moon. I don't know. I could be wrong.
All right, let's see, where are we going from here? Micronauts, Dave Johnson, another great cover artist.
Yes, and what's funny is there were two Micronauts pieces to choose from. That never happens. There was the, I mean, I'll say it. It was one of my alternates. Was Mike Lovitz posted his Art Adams,
Right, that older illustration, right? That was
that got turned into a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was fantastic as well, man. But Dave, man, I just think he's like one of the most innovative like cover artists in the biz. Yeah, you know him, Declan Shavy. I think they just do every time they put something together on a cover, it just looks original. There's thought and design work and whatever, and this is no difference, man. The contrast and the choices there. I would have probably liked it a little better if you know, because some of the characters are in darker costumes, and so when they're against the black of Baron, what's his name, so they don't like pop as much, but I'm sure maybe it does in color.
Oh,
yeah, there you go, the yellows. Yeah, he knew what he was doing there, so they probably had an idea of how they wanted to color it as well.
Most likely. But I mean, composition though is fantastic.
Yeah,
so you can't go wrong. And Johnson tends to not fail himself or any of his fans by putting out a dud cover. Now they're always great.
Devil Pig is usually on his game.
Mm-hmm. Now here's your last one.
Right, Dave.
This one I got to handle, so I've seen this one.
Oh yeah, I got paid a lot of money. Alberto paid me a decent amount of money to feature this tonight, man. So yeah,
I mean, it's as nice as it's. Well, it's just too big. That's the problem. Let me do it this way. Open a link in a new tab. There we go. That's better.
There you go. Perfect. It's just a badass superhero image, right? Just the arrangement of it, the composition, they're all kind of radiating out from that hemisphere. Yeah, not too much to say beyond that. It's a great. Brian Hitch does superheroes really well, and like a combo team shot like this reminds me of, you know, the stuff he was doing, and he kind of perfected on the Authority. I really dig this. I really dig this, and I'd love to see this in person because it's I'm sure the scope hits different when you're looking at, what is this, like 33 by 17? It's 3 boards, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I think in the end, yeah, it was just a little under that, but it was still massive, absolutely massive, and I was. I almost didn't want to sell it. It's like, can I keep this for another year? You know that, and not sell it. But Alberto made an offer that Brian couldn't refuse. So yeah, no, but it's great. I think yeah, Brian's done you know, he loves drawing the wide angle stuff, right? So this is just like right up his alley, I think, and yeah, he killed it.
I think that's the other reason I like this, is because his strengths lie so much in the widescreen. And you can't really capture that on 11 by 17 on covers. So giving him that canvas, that works really well.
There's Cyclops in there too. I didn't look at it, right there, really tiny.
Really?
He's there.
Oh shoot! I did not even notice him.
Even Cyclops.
I did not even notice him in there.
This is a good one, and Nick says, "Damn, I should have bribed Duranga." Well, I'll at least highlight the fact that Nick Perucci posted a really nice, what was it, a Dustin Wynn painted Superman cover.
Man, it was on the short list. I saw it. It was really pretty, like delicate as all get out.
Exactly. Well, you know, you'll be very happy, Nick. I took a screenshot off the app from that, and if you go over to the Google Play Store, because we've updated the images for the app over there, I used your image from that Superman piece as one of the screen grabs. So kudos to you. You managed to get featured without getting featured on this show. And I think when we push the next update out to iOS, the images will get updated there too, so you'll be able to see it there too. But no, it's a good pick, and congrats to Alberto for continuing to have the best Captain America. Well, I hate to say that because Rick Verbanis might be
Uh-oh.
eavesdropping somewhere. He has one
Uh-oh.
of the best Captain America collections on CAF.
I'll say it. It's the best one on CAF.
All right, all right. Rick probably knows it too.
I ain't scared.
Man, yeah, I really, I've only drank about half the stevia the whole show, and I'm still feeling as happy as I was when I started. God, I needed this show. All right, so I think that was your last one, right?
Yes, sir.
So, so we can get into mine. So, I hate to pick one from Snorik. He's not here, but maybe that's made it easier to pick this one. I know he was very happy to get this. He told me, he sent me a picture of it when he got it. But, let me get my like. Oh, I did get my like on this one. I did it in the app. Nick Bradshaw. I just think this is a great, composition. I love the way Bradshaw draws the thing actually, and I think he did a great job on this one. But all the freaking villains mashed around him. I mean, the cover is so damn busy. I bet when it's colored, it's a lot easier to read. But I think it's cool. I think I don't know if everybody else follows Bradshaw, on his socials and the art drops that they do every Sunday over there. But I like an artist that's engaged with his fan base. You can say the same thing about like Lashley or something like that, but Bradshaw does, equally good job. And they do the what is that, the commission a month thing, or
Yep.
where they, I mean, again, I think that's all fun stuff, and it's cool to see an artist doing things a little differently, and
No, I think it's really great, man. Yeah,
yeah,
because you do get a subset of artists that are really aloof with their fan base and stuff, and that's definitely not Nick.
no,
I, what's really one of the really cool things about this image, man, is like I guess he's trying to portray what a tough battle this was for Ben Grimm, because you can see some of the rock pieces have fallen off his body with the indentations. I don't think I've seen someone, or not to memory anyway, to that degree, kind of highlight something like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's like, man, the lines are so crisp. It's like a jigsaw puzzle of stone on them. I mean, it's great. So, again, I know Chris was very happy to get this one, and I'm happy to promote it for him when he's not here.
Yeah, and I may be mistaken, man, but it seems to me like he's also really fast. Like he's not, you would think like with detail to this level, like he takes his sweet time. But I've seen stuff where he'll post like just started inking this, and then like literally, less than 24 hours later, like it's done. Like here it is.
I'm with you. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, because every art drop they have, it's usually a couple covers. So how do you do that? Even if that's a month. I mean, if he's doing 3 or 4 covers a month plus some interiors here or there, I mean, yeah, he's no Art Adams, right? I mean, everybody loves Art Adams stuff, but for like detailed covers or commissions, I mean, those are usually slower. Nick doesn't seem to have that. He doesn't suffer that problem. He's got his techniques down.
Yeah, because he also does like large 11 by 17 pieces for every one of those Sunday art drops. So he goes through them.
Antoine says he uses microns, so he's fast. And Black Viper says he's got good work ethic.
Yeah, he does. He does use microns, but art uses microns. It's I don't think
the speed is someplace other than the pen is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. There's a combo of things here. I think he uses a brush for other things, because there's some lines on there that are way too thick for any kind of microns that I know of. Yeah. So is it a little faster than using a brush? 100%. But I'll contrast that with saying that art uses microns as well.
All right. Well, congrats, Chris. And what's next here? Oh, this Jeff Slemons piece. I've always liked Jeff's stuff. He can draw a busy scene really well. He uses CAF. There's quite a few pieces that he's posted of his own work on the site. And there's something about Galactus's scowl got me on this one. You know, I liked it a lot. I kept coming back to it, and I was just like, Jeff's a guy who's I don't have too many opportunities to pick artwork from, and this was in Rick W's CAF gallery. Rick likes a fun piece, and we've seen he's a big Tim Truman fan and a few other things. So this piece seems to fit right in Rick's collection. So congrats to Rick's. Bob McCann says disappointed dad's face.
That's
Yeah, I probably my daughters probably know that look.
No, that's cool. Is that just whiteout that he's used for the
It looks like it,
lighting
yeah.
effect? Or is it like gouache or something like that? Like a little bit more translucent.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird the way he's laid it in there like that, heavy, and it kind of bleeds over. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Definitely watered down the way that he's layered it in like that.
Right. It might be white gouache.
Couldn't resist grabbing it. It's 11 by 14. Yeah.
That was from Comic Art Live.
I was gonna say, shoot, another Comic Art Live purchase. Well, I love seeing that. Well, I hope you guys left feedback for one another. That's all I care about. All right, cool. Well, again, Jeff's a good guy. He does exhibit at Comic Art Live as well, and yeah, I like his stuff. So, whose calf are we in here for this one? Edward E. I just like this is Adams and Adkins. So Neil Adams, of course, and it just I like Adams' layouts for panels back in this era. He was always doing something different, trying to try a different angle, a different width on things, and I just think the composition is really cool. I mean, he's the center panel. I mean, Green Lantern's head is breaking the panel on both sides. His fist with his ring is literally as big as his head. Because of perspective. I like it. I think Neil Adams was just always trying to push things a lot. As far as like what he could do with the page. And the compositions, and I just love this piece. And it kind of this third panel is just kind of abstract. I mean, you're so used to like hyper detail, and here just with the fire and the shading the firemen, I don't know. If I were to get a Green Lantern page, I would buy this one in a heartbeat. I think it's great.
No, I think it's really cool too, man. I mean, like that middle panel, obviously, running the entire length of the page.
Yeah. Crazy. I mean, and again the angles here. I mean, who would even think to try something like that? And yet it's so cool. It's innovative. It's refreshing. I mean, when you were turning the comics, I mean, what year would this have been? Like, is it listed? It says Green Lantern 79. Somebody tell me what year that is, because I'm not a DC guy, right? But is it? I'm not even gonna hazard a guess.
Yeah,
I would just think that people seeing this would be like, "Damn, man, he's trying something different. Can I like it?" It's like when we first see Bill Sienkiewicz artwork. Do I like it? I can't tell if I like it. But boy, he's doing something different. So,
and like I think I'll say I wasn't reading comics or anything that Neil worked on when I was growing up, if you will. So I see Rick Welch says 1970. I definitely wasn't reading comics then. I had my 9-year ticket waiting to be born. But the thing about it is I look at this and I see all the other artists that I grew up liking that did this kind of stuff, and I see where they got their influences from. The people that I thought were innovators and where they came from.
Sure.
where they innovated from. Yeah, very cool page.
Definitely. So give me a like on that one. Congrats, Edward E. Then this was my Marcus pick, and Scott Morse. I've always liked Scott's stuff. He's just a fun illustrator.
Oh, this is Scott Morse?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, you see his stuff at San Diego in person a lot, and I've just always really appreciated his style. I mean, I think it's such a light touch with the brushwork on here, and they're not, he's not going for like hyper detail. The lines are pretty thick, but it's consistent. And he's filled the whole damn sketch cover. I mean, I really, really like this piece a lot. And I'm not a Transformers fan at all. I just love the artwork. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, man. Out of curiosity, like is that a black ink, or is that just because the way the scan is? Because I see the Transformers title, and that's black.
Right. Huh.
Unless I don't
I mean,
know.
because obviously that's the other thing I like about it is it's not heavy black, right? I mean,
Yeah,
whatever he used here um,
it's
makes it
fucking
all the more interesting. It's this 70% gray, 70% black that he's using in here, and it's so damn consistent that it grabs your attention. It softens it, but it
hmm
makes it the eye appeal is there just because of it.
Yeah, it's almost grays
There he
and
goes.
ink wash.
Marcus says thins out washings. That's
So
cool.
it's ink
It
wash. Yeah,
really is nice.
very cool.
Congrats, Marcus.
Look at that. Marcus took time out to give us a serious answer.
I think the app might be working. Look at this, 23 likes to 14 comments. I
Boom.
do believe we're going to see likes start eclipsing comments more regularly. Not that we should stop commenting, everybody, but I think we're going to see a lot more comments going
Hey, hit
forward.
that request restriction deletion button. Show us what happens when that happens.
Oh man. What is next here? It looks like I got 6 more pieces to go. Ivan Rice, and this is from Blackest Night '04 DPS. It's got the flash on it, so Nick Barucci would have liked to have had this page.
Totally.
I just love the composition. It's crazy. I love a page when I see all the heavy dark inks done like that, because so often today you can leave it to the colorist to fill stuff in.
Yeah.
I really like this page a lot, just because of the heavy inking in here, and there's so much detail, and it's almost like the Bradshaw cover. There's just a massive crazy composition, one hero, tons of villains,
And they're all
you know,
undead.
exactly, and they're all undead too.
Yeah. No, that's really dope, man. I think that's cool as heck. I don't know how I
Agreed.
missed this. I should have spotted this, because I would definitely have. I love for everything you mentioned about it. I love.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the trouble, man. With so many pieces of art going up to calf, and next week's going to be just as bad when we do our picks, because the last 2 days of the year, everybody's posting their best stuff for the best of,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's going to be jacked full of stuff, and I'm sure Chris and I are going to miss things. But anyways, this is a good one. And who's calf gallery? We got David Kwok. Yeah, I saw an interview with him not too long ago on that other channel. But David's got a pretty decent calf. He's been on the site for over 12 years, so check it out. And what is the rule? Nope, 17 comments to 7 likes. The rule it's not working on this one. Maybe they
Mm-mm.
haven't seen it in the app yet.
What was
Uh,
the date of the app release?
Friday. That
Right.
is right.
Yeah, that's right.
Technically on Friday. So anyway, so where were we going? I had a Sandman 8 page by Dringenberg, and I don't know. Anytime you see an early page from Sandman, I just thought this was kind of a fun one. I like the composition. I like the story. The way the story rolls through this, and when I looked at this, I thought of like early Love and Rockets for some reason. It just has this indie weird feel to it. And I don't know. I just liked it, and I've always liked Dringenberg stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Those top panels for sure have that Love and Rockets indie feel. Yeah, definitely. I love the angle and the perspective he chose for that splashy panel down there. So
Yeah. Oh, and it's signed by Neil Gaiman. I didn't even look that close. So
how cool is that signature? Like how he chose to make it white in the black area and then like
right,
switch to a black marker. How cool, man. That's someone who put some thought into his shit.
definitely. Dan says that's the best death in Sandman #8. Key issue. Okay. Well, there you go. This is very nice, and Rod G got that one.
Nice one,
So
Raji.
very, very true. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Sal Buscema pencils, Bill Sienkiewicz inks on a Spidey DPS. Here, I'll do it this way so we can see the full effect. I think it's cool. I love. I can't say. I mean, I'm sure we've seen Sal Buscema inked by Sienkiewicz before,
Mhm.
but Sienkiewicz has inked so many different people. It's just fun seeing his uh, heavy, style on top of somebody else.
Yeah.
Versus pencils, because clearly Bill makes it his own, and clearly it works super well with Dennis Cowan because their styles merge really well. But in this one, it's like, would you have guessed Sal Buscema if you?
No, not immediately. I mean, you can kind of see it in the faces. Like Mary Jane's
Mm,
face is the classic Sal face right there.
right,
The grimaces are Sal, but those two styles are like water and oil, right? But it kind of works
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
And I know Sienkiewicz was inking Sal during like the Clone Saga
Hmm.
issues, so I remember that stuff, and I remember loving it because I was kind of ambivalent to Sal. That's at the time because there was other things happening. There was like the amazing title had theirs and whatever, but when Sienkiewicz was inking those issues, I was blown away.
Yeah. Well, this is a nice one. Definitely a nice one, and I like the way Spidey is. He does have a large thigh gap, but it helps to see the villain between them.
That's
And
Speedball, right?
is that
Isn't
I
this the
can't
New
read.
Warriors? That's Vance Astro there.
Yep, you're right.
Uh,
Wow. That is weird that Sal signed it twice, but maybe the pages weren't together at some point. It's weird that they put
hmm.
red marker page one of a 2-page spread and page two. I mean, that's odd, but
Wait, where's the second
yeah, I mean,
Oh, I see it right there.
yeah. So maybe they were separated for a period of time, but hey,
That is kind of weird.
let's see to get the like on that one. Ken Martin, congrats. 3 more to go. This is a fun nostalgia pick. Dave Cockrum from Marvel Fanfare 3. Um, I always liked Dave's work on Marvel Fanfare, those first couple issues. I thought, and this is just a really good example from that era. When I think of Dave Cockrum on the X-Men, I usually think more of the second run than the first run that he
Mhm.
had with them. And I just for me, this is a fun page. You get a Nightcrawler Bamf, and a narrow panel there, and a rescue and all that, and you even get Storm at the end having a headache. But
Great selection of characters
yeah,
on that
yeah.
page
I mean,
too.
but this I don't know. I love this era. I love the second run kind of period of Cockrum on X-Men. So I'm jealous
No,
of this.
that's beautiful.
Whose was it? This is Miggs, right? Yeah, Miggs got this piece. Miggs and I have the same taste.
Freaking Migs, man.
I know. I follow him too. It's like, I always know that I'm gonna whatever Miggs gets 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna wish I had it too.
I
So,
love that guy and I hate him at the same time.
mhm.
We've spent many drunken nights where I couldn't steal his art though, because he knew better than to come out with this folio. No, this is fantastic, man. Do you know who inked this? Did Cockrum
uh,
ink himself?
it just says penciler. He did not
I thought
list
I
it.
saw Milgram written on the page on the
Oh,
top of the.
McLeod right there.
Oh, McLeod.
Yeah.
Bob. Okay.
Yep, Bob McLeod. Cool. Well, Bob,
Really cool, man. Those inks are nice too, man.
yeah, I mean, the way Colossus is inked here, I mean, that's
Yeah.
so awesome. Well, congrats, Migs. It's 2 Bamfs. I mean, I wasn't even paying attention. This is a great page. See, I'm getting more and more jealous of Migs. Yeah, get away from that one. All right, here's that Jason D'Ambrosio guy. It's a McNiven and Leiston piece, and it's from Return of Wolverine. I like again, it's kind of a kind of classic 6-panel layout, but I like the
hmm
uniformity of that. It just kind of makes you really focus in on the action panel to panel, and I mean, nobody draws gritty detail on, especially on Wolverine, like McNiven. I mean, after Windsor Smith, I mean, I think McNiven's like right there in terms of like just hitting the right details and just getting his likeness out. I mean, I love that last panel
Yeah.
of Logan. So yeah, good pick,
And
Jason.
McNiven made the conscious decision on this run that he was gonna emulate BWS.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's a great looking page, man. I don't want to give Jay more props than he deserves, but it's a really neat page.
Yeah, yeah, very true. And I think I think Jason has a few other McNiven pages, or maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But he's laughing at us. See, it would have been more fun to have Jason on camera with us for this one.
He backed out, man.
Yeah,
Backed
he
out.
did. Poor guy. All right, we're up to 70 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. 73 people still watching us here. We only have one piece of art to look at, and this is a Do a Power Bomb. I'm
Hmm.
sure it's a variant cover from Matthias Bergara. And again, I like the colors. I kind of like the simplicity of the piece. I like the 2 figures in the shadow of the other character. Just fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I like, so the composition's cool, and I think stuff like this, you know, it makes you look, when a cover makes you look, it, you know, you're more apt to buy it. And I think that, you know, that's always kind of a hard thing to do in these days where, you know, things aren't, I don't know. The covers don't attract me as much as they used to. But I think if I saw something like this on the shelf, you know, I would do a double take. I'd want to know what the hell the title was, and I might just pick it up.
You do a double take and then you do a power bomb.
Exactly. Did I? You gave Marcus. You gave me the trade, right? I think Marcus gave me the trade.
I thought he did.
Uh,
It's not for
for
some new
this.
shirts.
Yeah, and he wants.
Yeah.
I'm not putting a hat on though, Marcus. You can remind me of the stuff that you got me. In
Bill is lending me his hat for the weekend. This is beautiful, man. I love Matthias's work. And
Matthias. Did I say, yeah, I said Matthias. Look at this thing. This just makes me look like I have a freaking marshmallow on my head.
It's kind of big, isn't it?
It's massive. There's no way. Is it the better to be able to say I love wieners on the biggest freaking hat on the planet? Thank you, Marcus.
You should wear that when you're doing your speech on Friday night at the welcome reception.
That's a photo op right there, everybody. If you want to like, yeah, no, everybody razz me, man. I can't wear that. I gotta try to be presentable. We got you know, we got important
like
people
a nice
in that
jacket on,
audience.
like you did last year, a nice jacket, a dinner jacket, but that hat, you know, like business party.
Maybe if I turn it around backwards or something, or off to the side, that'll be my hip hop phase. We will have I will be doing. I won't talk as long as I did. You know, at the first show. I can promise you that. But we will be doing some opening remarks. I know.
Oh, you had a lot of stuff to say. That was the first.
I
show.
did. That was
yeah.
Last year was that was a lot to get off my shoulders. But I feel like I've gotten so much of it off my shoulders tonight that I won't need to do that during the show.
Bill, listen, if you are going to do a regular segment, it's like, let's cut it down from 30 minutes. We don't need it to be 30 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Bring me in. I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to be your hype man. I want to be like, you know, name that asshole, Bill. We can call it name that asshole. Yeah.
I never name names. Everybody
You
knows
don't.
that.
You don't.
I got to keep it, you know.
That's the respectable position. That's the respectable position. I understand why you don't name names, but I think some of us would really appreciate.
I so badly would wish I had to just to read it to you.
Green room, green room, green room.
You think I'm like a grumpy old man? This person was complaining of the thumbnails are too small. I can't see them. You know,
I hope he's watching, so he knows exactly who he is.
There's only one person sending me emails.
Wait, did he say the thumbnails are so small? It's in the fucking name. It's called a thumbnail.
Well, I guess they like the thumbnails on CAF better. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's a phone, man. What are you supposed to do?
I say annihilate him.
Best advice: keep using the website. And you know what? Use the website on your phone. How's that? You know, you open up your Safari browser or whatever, your Chrome, and just look at it that way. If you prefer, if that's the experience you prefer, do it. It's cool.
That's right.
And Marcus, it's not Marcus. Everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Joe K says I can be your Luther. I can be your anger translator. Let's do this.
I like that. Thumbnail is the largest nail, says Jason. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to remind them of that when I reply. Oh boy, buy a magnifying glass for your phone. Okay. Well, we did it, Ranga. You hang out in the chat. Don't leave. I'll read it to you after the.
Yeah. God damn, man. What is like how amazing must your life be that your number one freaking gripe is that the thumbnails are too small?
Yeah, this is
what a jackass.
Yeah, well, you can say it. I can't. So anyway, well, listen,
zero
everybody.
repercussions for me, man.
We didn't get the 3 hours, so that's a good thing. It's 12 minutes under. We did that. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got 3 weeks until OAX, everybody, and I can tell you that we actually had a meeting today, and we were like, we are going to probably have to cap off the VIPs at some point. Before, you know, because we have to give head counts. That's part of one of the things one of the meetings that we're doing tomorrow is just talking about the reception and stuff. So if you're thinking about VIP, and you want to hang out with the coolest collector and artist meetup in the world at this thing at one moment and time in the evening, hopefully with beautiful weather, outdoors underneath palm trees, with fountains around you. It's great, and the open bar is pretty good too. So I'm just saying, you don't get the open bar if you're not VIP on Friday night. So keep that in mind.
Open bar is
But yeah,
pretty damn good, you guys.
it is. And from what I heard from Snork, he can drink a lot of beers in 3 hours. So
I'm gonna try to
for
switch Snorek to liquor. We'll see.
I can't imagine, well, he didn't, I didn't even know he could put that much away. So he's pretty good. So maybe liquor, yeah, he might pace himself a little bit better.
Well,
But for those who
Becky might
didn't
have
know,
something to say about that.
you've heard though that we do have an open bar for the auction now, right?
I did hear that. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's
We
yeah.
thought that the beers there are just too expensive when they do them on the floor. At the bar, they're fine, but when they roll the cart out, I mean, they almost charge double for them, and so we felt bad. So we're like, you know what, we're open bar at the auction. It'll just be more fun.
That's
Everybody
what
will
I'm
be
talking about,
happier.
man. Remove every ounce of accountability and responsibility from the bidding. That's all I need. Just remove any kind of responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Well, Tom, you won't have to buy any beers because at least at the reception and the auction, you'll have we have open bar for everybody. So,
Yep.
so there you have it. So we did it, everybody. What have I got? I got no shows coming up until next week. So you've got some time off. Enjoy your time off, and download the app if you haven't done it. And feel free to send me comments on it. We won't joke about every one of them on the show.
No,
Only
no.
some of them.
Just remember,
Anyway.
Bill is not adjusting the freaking thumbnail sizes. That's what your complaint is.
But I am so accommodating that I thought maybe we could make a mode where the thumbnails are bigger, and then I was like, no. But I thought it. I actually thought it.
No, Bill. I'm
I don't
putting
know.
my foot down. I'm gonna send messages to you on the app that says thumbnails are too big. And I'm gonna just be like whining about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, listen, everybody, have a wonderful night. When is the Sean McManus sale? Well, we'll talk. Emails will go out on all of that. But listen, everybody, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us as long as you did, even though we were all just having fun. It's always a good time, and I will have a good weekend, and I hope you do too. And we'll talk again soon. All right.
Thanks all.
See you, everybody.